Just stay till the morning light, or would you follow me, or would you let it be? If I leave tonight, we could do this right, we'll find the remedy, or would you stay with me now till the morning light?
Hello.
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
I'm trying to get my mic.
Did you guys know JJ has something new? Like, did you notice the background?
It's not done.
Okay, but it's new is what I'm trying to point out.
Correct.
Crazy.
I did move into a house yesterday and all day today.
Isn't that wonderful? I'm so excited for you.
I'm just a little bit tired.
Yeah, moving is... Yeah, everybody's saying congrats on the new place. That's really cool.
Thank y'all, everybody. I'm trying to get my microphone. I don't know why my mic... I guess...
You sound fine to me.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, everybody's congratulating you. I love that.
Thank you. Hey, Clown Town. What's up? Hey, everybody.
Congratulations. You're the winner of this house.
Yeah. Don't forget to switch to live chat, Chelsea said. And
Thank
the
you,
Comfy
Chelsea.
Kitchen, Linda said, I'm here for both streams. Have both open and ready to go.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank
I just want to let y'all know that when you watch one stream, it doesn't give the other stream a view, or like when you get. By the way, don't send us any super chats tonight. Oh
yeah.
Thanks, Jamie. Jamie already did. Thank you, Jamie. We're going to talk about why, but we appreciate, if you send it, you send it. We love it. Thank you so much. But we have another place we want you to send quote unquote super chat to that we think would be better use. So yeah. So if you want to open both streams, you can on your laptop, on your phone, give both a like separately. Thank you so much. And Jamie said, don't forget to do all the YouTube things. Yes. Like the video, all that stuff. So excited for you, JJ. Thank you. Also, by the way, we have subscriber mode only on for comments. If you're watching and you can't comment, I guess it's because you're not subbed. I think it's a great idea to have on though, because why not? I think it makes sense, right?
It totally makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Callie Ray video. Thank you. That was fun. It was
really good. Also, just a quick
same time.
Hold all super chats. No super chats for JJ or myself tonight. And so I guess this is a good place to kind of start and explain what we're going to react. I know y'all saw the thumbnail and you're like, oh my gosh. We appreciate you guys being here. We have a lot to say. We've done a lot of research. And why was that so sharp? Sorry, guys.
No, that's sharp.
Yeah, I was like, what? And what we're going to be reacting to tonight is the Instagram live that Jessie Lee put out where this is so weird to me. If you're going to be on a podcast, you would want the views or the listens, if you will, to go to the podcast, but she live streams recording the podcast, which I think is so, in my opinion, I feel like that's super disrespectful to the podcast host.
That's interesting. I didn't even know what happened.
Yeah, it's a very long live stream. Our goal is to get through as much as we can tonight. And then if we need to, we can do a part 2 tomorrow. Or if we've had our fill, we may not even need to get through all of it. So, you guys let us know how you're feeling. We'll let you know how we're feeling. The focus tonight is to speak up for the mother of these 3 children that have been abandoned by Avi. And if you're wondering what my pause was, it was, I don't like referring to her as Avi's wife. She's a human being. Yeah. She's a person. She's a woman. She's an extremely strong woman, in my opinion, to be going through all of this. And especially for somebody that seems to be so private. Mm-hmm. To now all of a sudden have all of this in the public eye. And I want tonight, and for those that are watching the replay, to really let the support for her and her children be the focus of this. So that's why we're asking for no super chats for JJ or myself tonight. Although, like the stream, subscribe, that's cool. Share this out. We appreciate it. But what we really would love for you guys to do, instead of giving us super chats, if you are willing and able to donate to her GoFundMe that her community of people have put together, that was sent to both JJ and myself so that we could share it out. That's really what we want to do tonight. So even though, yes, we are reacting to the podcast, we're reacting to Jessie Lee, and we're reacting to Avi, and we're going to share information that has come from all angles, essentially, from her community of people that love and support her. And, we're going to sprinkle some stuff in here. And I don't know how else I want to say that. I'm having a hard time saying that. I don't know. So, yeah.
We got a lot more info than anyone could imagine from a lot of people.
Yeah.
So we're going to say what we can and not say what we can't. And we want you to know that if you think it's bad, it's actually worse, sadly. So.
And I think in most cases when we're taught, and I'm going to speak for JJ and myself, although I know other creators can also corroborate what I'm about to say, what we talk about on social media, on live streams, there's typically a lot more that we know, but we can't share. So in a roundabout way, through the community of the mother of the 3 children in the GoFundMe, I want to call her like Bad Mama Jamma. I think that's what I'm going to refer to her as.
Apparently Rivka gave her a pseudonym name that was a strong Jewish name.
I love that.
I don't know what that name was. Does anyone know? Someone mentioned it. Eloise mentioned it. I don't know.
Does anybody know what it means? I would love to know what it means as well. I lost what I was saying. Oh, we have been given permission through the community, through her community, to share what we're going to share. So it's not like we're just saying whatever we want. We've been given permission through her community of people to share. Okay, now how do we say this?
Here, let me see.
Yeah, we should use the name that Rivka used for her. Okay, I'm down. And also, Rivka's video was phenomenal. I learned so much from this video, and I'm really excited. I subscribe to her channel. I'm really excited to learn more. The GoFundMe is legit. I know some people were questioning. It is legit. We've done the research and all of that stuff, and it is legit. Okay. I'm going to try and say this, but I may butcher it. Please feel free to correct me.
I'm going to listen to the pronunciation.
Oh.
Yahudid. There we go. Yahudid.
Blessed with extraordinary charm, grace, and beauty, but she was particularly respected and admired for her devoutness, modesty, and loving kindness. That's beautiful. Wow. This is going to be a long one. Yehudis. Yehudis? Is that how you say that? This is how DC is saying Yehudis. Okay. If I butcher that, I'm not meaning to. I'm trying to be as respectful as I can. I know JJ is as well. All right. So without further ado, shall we get started? JJ, are you ready?
I'm ready. As ready as I can be.
All right. And if I need to turn the volume down, or if we need to turn the volume down, just let us know, because, yeah. That's how Rivka pronounces it. Okay. Thanks, DC. I appreciate you. All right. Let's do this thing.
And we can get stuck, sad, frustrated, angry, or sometimes just blah. And when we decide we want to feel or live a little bit better, be a little happier, be inspired to change, reinvent ourselves, what we listen to, and who we spend time with makes all the difference in the world. So thank you for choosing to listen in, as we truly are better together. And when we learn from each other, we grow faster. This month, we are talking all things love. And I'm excited to continue with the happy.
Out of all the couples in the whole freaking world, she chose them. who've been together for 9 months, who he was going behind, actually both Jessie Lee and Yehudis back. Jessie Lee didn't know for a while, but then Yehudis had to prove it to her. And guess what? Jessie Lee didn't even care. And she actually intentionally started, in my honest opinion, emotionally abusing.
Yep,
Yehudis.
I agree.
And it's so interesting to watch this as she's smiling, almost with joy and pride, knowing that she's doing these things, in my opinion, to hurt Yehudis.
Yeah. And why is he not on camera? I'm moving my thing closer.
I don't know. I think a court of law might want to see him.
I don't know. I just think it's really odd that they're doing this couples interview, giving relationship advice.
That comment is so funny.
Oh God.
Relationship goals.
Seriously, Shelby, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, yeah, okay. He should be in camera. You should be able to see him, but no, it's just freaking weird, in my opinion.
Happy couple spotlights. Hobie and Amy Porterfield were on last week, and they shared some fabulous nuggets of wisdom. The outcome today and over the next couple of weeks is to interview happy couples to understand how they make their relationship work and inspire others to do the same, or inspire others to keep looking if they haven't found their person yet. A quick statistic, it's been said that half of all first marriages end in divorce, 67% of second marriages end, and 73% of third marriages end. So we are here to do our part to lower those statistics by sharing tips and stories on how to create lasting love. My super fun guests today, Jessie Lee and Avram. Welcome to Life Reinvented.
Hi, Tracy. I'm excited to be here. I think he's excited too.
Yeah, hi, Tracy. I'm excited.
So excited to have you guys on here. Thank you for, I know your schedules are both kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. So let me introduce you guys really quickly. Let me tell everybody a little bit about the Lovebirds here.
Ooh.
Jessie Lee is the #1 network marketer in the world.
According to who?
I'm sorry. What? Who's doing this podcast? Do they know how ridiculous they look by saying all of this? Because it's not true. Like, I thought you're supposed to have integrity when doing these things. And it seems that this person's lacking that because she won't be truthful. I have a feeling she might not add the adultery that's going on either. I don't know. It's just a feeling.
I don't think she did the research on their relationship. I think I'm curious if Jessie Lee reached out or if Tracy, the podcast host, reached out and said, hey, I'd like to have you on the podcast.
I would 100% believe Jessie did.
Yeah.
100%.
I can see that too. Yikes.
The world. And is now Vice President of Field Development and Performance for Prove It, a worldwide company. Avram is a successful contractor providing dream homes to the Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area. The power they have in the field is nothing compared to the power they have when they are together. Avi and Jessie Lee's love know no bounds. From traveling the world together to a life-altering diagnosis, they have a love that cannot be ignored. You guys have so much to unpack here. Like, I'm looking at both of you like, oh my gosh, where do we even start? Like, thank you.
We do. I want to shout out, though, too. There's apparently quite a few new members.
Yeah, welcome new members.
I don't know whose channel they are, but Nathaniel. Oh, I can't click it up top. But thank you. We see you. We promise. Oh, wait. Somebody keeps starting them. Or Megan.
It does it automatically.
Oh, yay.
Isn't that cool?
Potluck. Yeah, that is really cool. Nathaniel Hathcock, Jennifer Meyer.
Welcome.
And Jess in HR. I like that name.
I like it too.
We just wanted to shout out because we try to do that to all the people who join as members. So appreciate it.
Thank you.
For coming on. Scissors.
Bring the scissors?
So you can unwrap.
Oh.
Yes, we are going to unwrap this for sure. Indeed. So can you guys tell me a little bit about how you met? Like, what was your first impression of each other?
Sure. You want me to take it to it? You can start. Go ahead, babe. Yeah. Well, you saw me first, so it's only appropriate if you share that.
Oh, yeah. And I don't even know this story. So, here we go. Let's go.
I mean, it doesn't start romantic. It just gets romantic.
Yeah, you don't know any of their story, my gal. I'm just saying, why would you do this without your doing your research?
I mean, we know the story.
It's pretty. You could. It's public record. The court case is public record.
Yeah.
Romantic.
Yeah.
Okay.
You tell the story better, but I'll say that we met on Bumble.
Okay.
That is not how the story should be told. So once upon a time.
I told you.
But even that is good
It's true.
because so many people are online. So that's a whole other thing that we could talk about.
Yeah, no, we definitely can get into it. But it's funny. He swiped on me, I guess, 2 weeks before me at the airport. I live at the airport, so and he's there, about every 2 weeks or so as well. So his distance was actually too far. I would have never swiped on him if he was home and I was home.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess he said he swiped on.
You mean in California with his family? 3
That
kids?
part.
2, 5, 2, 4, and 7. Is that right?
Yeah.
Solid. Great. Yeah, no, you probably wouldn't have swiped on each other. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, why is a married man on Bumble? And still on Bumble, allegedly.
Let's just say Jessie Lee's not the only issue in this situation. It's
Yeah.
both.
Yep.
Me a couple weeks prior and was like waiting. He's like, the girl with the tattooed leg, like, where is she? And so then I came back from somewhere and I swiped on him, and then he sent a message, something about the tattoo actually, and then it didn't start so romantic, but it started. I wasn't really looking for a serious relationship, I should say, but yeah, that's how we met. We met on Bumble.
Neither was he.
And then, okay, so I believe that things are guided, right? So that wouldn't have been someone you normally would have met otherwise with those
Oh,
parameters.
it's a cooler story than that. So okay, you go ahead. Tell
What? To tell her
the
what?
part about Israel.
Oh.
I'll tell the story. So he went to Texas for work, telling Yehudis that he was building a life for them. They're in Texas. He's going to build a house. He's going to do all these things for them. And then apparently he got on Bumble and decided to cheat on his wife and abandon his children. And he got a rich woman, apparently, who is Jessie Lee Ward.
Yep.
That's about it. That's really all you need to know.
Yeah.
But they're not going to say that. So I thought that maybe Aaron and I could shed some light on,
I'm also looking at my notes, JJ. I know you're doing the same thing. Yes, we have notes on this, but because there were so many people coming to us with information that JJ and I would talk and we'd be like, we had to get all of this written down. So we have notes. So if you see us kind of looking, we're probably looking at our notes. So just FYI, we have done our research. So there's that.
Yeah.
Oh,
My bad.
No, I just said true.
yes.
Well, she 2 weeks before, or maybe a couple of weeks before she back to United States, before we met, she been in Israel, and she didn't like Israel at all. And when Israel is the Holy Land, and when somebody doesn't like Israel, God force you.
But God said, here's your Israeli, Jessie Lee.
Exactly.
Yes, you don't like Israel, but you're gonna like Israeli.
Yep. Yeah. So I just come back. I actually left Israel early. It's like, where are the attractive men? There's no attractive men in Israel. I'm leaving. And I went back to Jordan early and left some of my friends there to get out of there. And God had the last laugh on that one for sure. I come home and the first person I swipe on is a gorgeous Israeli man. So, here we are.
Here we are. So what was how long did it take before you guys got together in person?
Like what, from the time we talked, like on a...
You swiped and matched, and then how
couple
long?
weeks.
Didn't she say on another live that she swiped first and now on this? I could be completely wrong, but I thought I remembered watching on somebody's channel reacting to this or something where she's bringing this up, that she swiped first from the airport. And now the story is he swiped first. So I'm confused. In my opinion, they're both equally as responsible for, the damage that they're causing. And anybody, in my opinion, with ethics is going to say, I'm going I'm going to resolve the relationship that I was in before I pursue another relationship. But yeah.
Oh, that is an accurate statement. We swiped and we were talking for like 2 days, and I said, you're like, oh, I'd like to meet you. I said, I'm leaving. I have a speaking engagement in Miami this weekend, but I'll be back on Saturday night. And you said,
I'll come to pick you up from
I'll
the
pick you
airport.
up from the airport.
Oh, that was the first time you met? You picked her up at the airport?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We had FaceTimed when I was in Miami, and I was like, oh, he's hot. And I was like, told my best friend, like, get over here. Like, look at this guy, And he's like, oh, let me meet your best friend. And he actually picked me and Courtney up at the airport, and Courtney interrogated him the entire 20-minute drive home. And I kept telling her, like, I don't care about any of this information. Like, why are you asking?
Clearly, she didn't interrogate enough.
I don't
find out.
I don't believe that for 1 second, Jessie.
Yeah.
Courtney has problems of her own to deal with.
I mean, no truer statement has been made.
Y'all are getting petty Julie Joe tonight. I am tired, and I don't like this situation. It's kind of So I grew up really quickly. I grew up with parents who were divorced, who went through a terrible, very, very long divorce. When I was from the age of 3 to 10, it was awful. It was like the worst thing that I can imagine with divorces, at least in my experience from the one. But it was horrible. And my mom was the one who was kicked to the curb and left on the side. And she worked very, very hard. She was very, very strong. And she had custody of my brother and I. And my dad had the money. My mom didn't. My mom worked her butt off to be able to provide and give us the life that we wanted, and she did it. And it was very, very, very hard on her. But this is just near and dear to me because I could only imagine like what Yehudis is going through, and just how difficult it must be to see it be done with someone who is a public figure who is intentionally trying to hurt her.
I agree with that statement, that this is intentionally trying to hurt Yehudis. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's the reason that this interview was done. I think that's the reason this was done on Instagram. I think that's the reason that there was this, I don't know the proper terminology for this, but I feel like the Jewish culture and traditions was almost fetishized, I guess, in a way, in the sharing of, I don't know. I'm having a hard time putting it into words, but I think that what I'm trying to say is this feels intentional to me to try and hurt Yehudis.
Yes.
And that's disgusting to me.
Yeah. So it's a little more personal to me. So I'm trying to not make it too personal, but
yeah.
Aaron will let me know.
Yeah. Your feelings are valid, friend.
It was cool. He had a shirt on that had a Stoic quote, which if anyone follows me, I love the Stoics. I love these old ancient, old ancient men, and I love them so much. And read from the Daily Stoic each day and whatever. They got the Stoic shirt on. I noticed that, but then Courtney starts asking questions like, "Ow, where you from with the accent? Oh, what's your how many kids you have?" I love my best friend, so she does that side of everything. I just wanted to be like.
So apparently, Aviram told Jessie that him and Yehudis were separated. That was what he told her. Then she found out they weren't and decided to make it a fun little game to hurt Yehudis. Which, God, it just sends chills up my spine.
Mm-hmm. I know. So much for women empowerment.
This is a means to an end, Courtney. Stop asking weird questions. And then, there was no end. So.
Well, that's pretty brave to pick up both of you, actually.
Yeah. Well, I just did a FaceTime before to make sure I'm not a catfish, So not getting something wrong in the package,
Yeah, it's like I FaceTime every girl before I would meet him. I was like, okay.
I mean, he FaceTimed every girl before he met them, but he's married. Wow.
It's actually smart. And since COVID, I think it made it the normal. So that was what is good about the dating world. Yeah. So obviously you saw him, Jessie Lee, when he picked you up and you're like, he's hot. Yeah. Avi, what was your impression of her?
Well,
did you have one immediately?
Yeah, she was look better in person.
That's what he said too.
The thing is that while we're driving, I mean, I didn't know who she is. You know, as far as like, I mean, I'm not a social media guy at all. Like, I'm not.
You're not a social media guy, but you're on literally every platform. Bro, what? At least try. What is it you always say, JJ? If you're gonna lie, be good at it.
Yeah, if you're gonna lie, at least do it better. Like, sometimes when people lie, it's just so easy to prove that they're wrong. And I'm like, if you're gonna do it, you got to be better at it than that.
That part, every girl. Yeah.
I actually kind of hate it, to be honest, but this is me. So when we got to the building, so she said, "Listen, I have a training call." Like, I'm telling to myself, okay, well, I could pick up from the airport, training call. I'm okay. How long? Like 1 hour. I said, okay, fine, no problem. I'm like, I'm gonna hang out. It's okay. And she did the call, and I slowly, you know, I'm getting like drips and understanding like who I'm facing with, you know, and it was funny. I mean, and I was really in the beginning of all the personal development and all, you know, personal growth and all of that stage in my life. And when I hear her training, it's like I really felt like she did a training in front of a computer in front of 1,000 people, like, but still, yet I felt that she's talking only to me. I don't know how to explain it, and she not even look at me, like not even 1 second. I just sat on the floor in that room and just looked, and I was impressed. So
do you think that people know, oh, this is the one? Do you think there's such a thing as love at first sight?
Yeah.
Opportunity at first.
He said that. He's written it in some love notes to me.
In my opinion.
He's like, really? I knew right away with you. So I was like, ah. And he's like, I had to grow on you. I'm like, little face. I'm like, no. I really was so, like, I've always loved love. I've always been a sucker for love. But I'm a career woman, you know. I don't know. I'm this hyper entrepreneur who just wants to, well, you know, I was super focused on let me just build my businesses. I don't know, you know, we can, you know, see each other every once in a while, but I don't have time for this relationship thing and whatever, and you're going to get in the way of my shenanigans. But he literally like instantly reeled me in. He was like, here's how this is going to work. I'm like, oh, okay. And we were pretty inseparable from the first day.
I love that. And I also, like, you're getting thrown in the deep end with personal development if you're starting out with Jessie Lee, because, you know, that's my background too. And I think that people that are big fans of personal development, it's a whole nother level, especially people that really are at the top and they take it so seriously. Was that hard for you to adjust to?
I don't know if hard is the right word for it. I think is actually, why won't you ask me, like, did it make you want to be in the same state of mind? And that's what it made me, not like hard for me. It's like want me to be in that stage, you know.
So she encouraged you. She's did a spark in you for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like even last night, I did this cold plunge for a little over 5 minutes for my first time ever. And afterwards, when we were driving home, he's like, I love your mindset. Like, you can do anything. I'm like, I know, anything.
So strong, so strong. It's amazing. It's amazing to see it. And I mean, of course.
And I think it's really important. My belief used to be that
he speaks so generic with his answers. Like, there's no information really being shared. He's just being very general and very generic. It's interesting. And it's like she's prompting him to say stuff. And he's like, yeah, it's amazing. it's so weird to me.
People had to be on the same page with personal development. When in my various phases of dating, I would always ask people, are you familiar with Tony Robbins? Because I would be like, if you don't know who Tony Robbins is, like, there's no sense in us even like having a conversation.
Like, I'm sorry. We're just
Solid. I love that so much. You know why I love it? Because I instantly know if someone thinks that way, I don't even want to be around them. That is like wild, wacky. What?
Hard pass. Hard pass from hard pass.
If you don't know Tony Robbins, I don't even want to be. I can't even talk to you.
Oh,
What?
God.
So you had the opportunity then to introduce someone to Tony Robbins and like show him all the great ways that you believe he is. Obviously, I don't think that. But you just decided to not talk to them instead? It's so weird. That is so goofy. Stop it. This lady's just bad like them. Ugh,
I feel like we need to react to some of her podcasts. That's just how I'm feeling right now.
I'm getting that vibe too. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I think that needs to happen.
not compatible. Like, what? You don't know who any of these greats are. I've got to go. Goodbye.
But if it sounds like you are bringing out the best in him, he has something there that he was already attracted to, and then it's your powerhouse space, and you make each other better. And I really do believe that the best couples bring out the best in each other.
Yeah, I think you become way more powerful together. First of all, I think the second thing is that more couples need to realize that it doesn't really matter where you start together; it's where you grow together. I think one of the biggest detriments to relationships is not that you didn't start; it's that you grow apart. One person chooses to grow, develop, stay positive, mindful, whatever, fill in the blanks of all the personal development, goo goo gaga.
I'm sorry. Why is she giving relationship advice? I'm having a hard time with that. Why is she giving relationship advice? They've been together for like 2.5 seconds. That's embarrassing.
I think it has something to do with the fact that Jessie Lee thinks that once she does something, starts something, becomes something, she's instantly the best at it. I think that she thinks so highly of herself. She's so egotistical and other things that I'm not going to say about how she thinks about herself, that once she starts something, she's instantly going to become the best at it no matter what. Which I think is so ridiculous, because then at that point, what you're doing is shutting out the idea of someone else helping you get even better, right? Like someone teaching you, someone helping you learn like tricks. And like for me with ultrasound, when I was a student, and now today, even though I'm not, I'm still learning, but especially as a student, when I was like actively in clinicals, I would watch each person, how they scanned, learn their different tricks for different scans. And like, if I just thought I would instantly be the best when I started, I would never have learned anything to get to where I am today. So I feel like that's what happens with Jessie a lot of times.
Yeah, I could see that. I see what you mean. This is wild.
Wait, this is so cute. Over on Twitch, hello. Lively said, I don't know if y'all will see this, but y'all both look so cute today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's so nice.
Oh.
And the other person sometimes gets left in the dust because they were super comfortable with where they were at the beginning of the relationship. And so I think, and maybe not everybody grows at the same pace, but I feel like if you see that effort, if you see somebody trying, no matter how bad the situation is, and choosing to, for a lack of a better word, brainwash themselves into, thinking more positively and seeing, okay, everything's not great, but things will work out.
For lack of a better word, you mean the exact word you were looking for. I don't know. I just feel like it's like lack of a better word. That's it. You hit the nail on the head with the hammer, girl.
Nailed it.
It really is one of the things that makes relationships last the longest. I see it all the time. Well, I don't know. We were great 20 years ago, and then, I wanted to be bigger in business and do more and blah, blah, blah.
You know nothing about a 20-year relationship.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry. You know nothing.
You know who does? This girl right here.
Right there.
This girl right here. My husband and I have been together since 2002. So I'm going to need you to take a seat, Jessie Lee, because you don't know what you're talking about.
That is so funny.
Take several seats. Thank you.
And he just didn't get it. He just don't wanted to sit around and watch TV. It's like, well, that was doomed because one of you was growing and the other wasn't. One wasn't.
Mm-hmm. So. And you have to have the awareness around that, right?
Yes.
And it definitely is awareness. And so what do you guys like best about each other? Avi, I heard you say that you like Jessie Lee's mindset. Is there something else that competes with that?
I mean, that's one of the things. I mean, there is many things, of course. I mean,
Her money, Avi?
It's the mindset, it's the passion, the kindness, and the way that you look at things. It's like, you know, a lot of things that if it's happened to other people, for example, it's very easy to others to look at it in a bad way, or to take it to the downhill like right away. And for her, she just flip it and look in the bright side all the time. She's really amazing. Like,
yeah, she's definitely looking at the bright side of your divorce. That's for sure. Freaking weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Thanks, babe.
Don't look at me.
That's beautiful.
My favorite
that just flowed out. That just flowed. He just just came right out. I love that.
Yeah, things I love. He's super kind, and he's a communicator, which I think is one of the most important parts of a relationship. He also doesn't give up.
I'm sorry. How can you be super kind if you're what is it called? A get refuser? A get is the spiritual ceremony of divorcing in the Jewish religion, and it's been alleged to us that was actually scheduled and he just didn't show up.
Yeah, it's not like he didn't plan on doing it. It's that it was being done and he did not go.
Yeah, and from what I understand about the get ceremony, I think I don't know if that's the right way to describe that. You can do it in separate rooms. You don't have to be in the same room. And he just allegedly didn't even show up. And to me, I feel like after learning a little bit about this, that it's like he's going to go off and have this relationship very publicly with Jessie Lee. And I feel like he is just doing this because, in my opinion, he wants to, I don't want to say the word, it's a 5-letter word that starts with A and ends with E that is poor treatment, if you will.
I said it earlier.
You did say it?
Yeah, I said emotional abuse.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel like that's what he's doing here, in my opinion.
Yeah, honestly, like I think he won't get it. I think he's trying to not get divorced from Yehudit just so that, like, let's say he probably thinks that Jessie will probably pass away because that's what her doctor thinks and that's what she's trying not to think. And once that happens, he's able to run back to her.
Yeah.
With whatever money he thinks that is going to get from Jessie, which I don't think he'll get any, but whatever.
Can we do something kind of cool just real quick in the comments, whoever's channel you're watching, whether it's on you know what I'm saying. But I think it would be really cool to say something if you feel compelled to I don't know if Yehudis is watching this. I hope she is. I really do. But maybe you can put something in the comments for her, how you're feeling and support. And I think that'd be really cool if we just took a second and did that and let her know that she's not alone. There's a whole bunch of us that are rallying around her in a way. And I just want her to know that she has the support and that she's not dealing with this alone. So
absolutely.
I think it'd be cool to drop her some comments.
How does my mic sound? Do I sound better or is it the same?
Your mic sounds better.
Okay.
It sounds better. Yeah.
I fixed it.
It's more clear.
Sweet.
All right, let's keep going.
And that includes on me. I've never been a moody person in my entire life. That kind of changed around April, I would say. I'm still not moody like a lot of people are, but the cancer thing definitely has given me mood swings. I'm like, what? I'm acting psycho. Like, I have an awareness that I'm acting psycho when I'm acting.
You had mood swings before the diagnosis. What are you talking about?
Psycho, but he's so patient and kind. He's super persistent, which I really love, especially with me. Like, he's always playful and pursues me nonstop, which I think is really important in a relationship. No matter how many years you go in a relationship, is it still playful? Do you still chase each other around? Do you still find the things that are attractive? He never talks down to me. He never disrespects me. He's super thoughtful around everything. So whether it's his kids, my kids, aka dogs, me.
Super thoughtful, you say. Was he thoughtful when allegedly he was ghosting his wife for 6 months while he was in Texas working and, you know, on Bumble, picking up Jessie Lee from the airport? Is that thoughtful? Is it thoughtful that allegedly he's not supporting, well, it says it in the GoFundMe, that he's not financially supporting his children? Is that thoughtful? Is it thoughtful that you are, when I say you, I mean Aviram and Jessie Lee, are taking these very public jabs at Yehudis? Is that thoughtful? No, none of that is thoughtful. None of it, in my opinion.
Also, is it thoughtful that he is being absolutely horrible to Yehudis behind the scenes, that he is saying horrible things to her, terrible things to the mother of his children?
Yeah.
Also, an update, GoFundMe is at 5,300. What if we could get it to like 8K? I would be
God, that would be so exciting.
That's insane. But thank y'all so much. Yeah, I mean, it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so thoughtful.
Yeah. Are you looking at your notes too?
Yes.
Same. I'm like, okay. Don't worry, it'll all come up, friends. It'll all come up. So yeah. Let's keep it going.
Okay.
Me, myself, my friends, whatever. He's just a really, really thoughtful person. So I don't know. He's also very attractive, so I could stare at him a lot. So I enjoy that part of him. And he's also the extrovert. So I'm very introverted, to an extreme.
Yeah.
And he is. He likes to. He likes to be this sort of stereotypical Israeli guy, he likes to go out and he wants to see things and do things, and luckily I can balance that with some travel, so I get a little bit of compromise, like, okay, let's go out, but I'm early to bed, early up, and he's, he forces me to have fun. I wouldn't go out to restaurants if it weren't for him. I wouldn't do a lot of things if it weren't for him. And
like, you didn't go to restaurants before you guys got together? What are you talking about?
I just think we compliment each other a lot, but I appreciate a lot about this guy.
And that's what beautiful couples do, right? They bring out different things in each other. And one of the things I like about
the amount of times that this podcast host says beautiful in reference to them is obnoxious, in my opinion. She says it so many times.
you guys that I heard is when you, Jessie Lee, were like, listen to my Israeli listening to the country music.
Oh, it's so sweet.
When?
He knows I love it. I made an Instagram story.
Oh.
You weren't in it, but you were like away and you had turned on Luke Combs. And I was like, babe! He went to the Country Music Awards with me because he knows I love country music. And in the car, he'll be like, let's play country music. And Blake Shelton, God Gave Me You. I'll send him country music. And now he's starting to listen to country. I don't think he had ever heard a country song until he got with this country girl. So... But
you broaden each other's horizons, right? And you're open to it. It's not like you have to be just like me. You're going to be like you, and I'm going to be open to what someone else brings to the table, because that's how we are expansive in relationships. It's the whole point of it.
Well, it's important though. So it's two totally different cultures, right? He was raised Orthodox Jew. I was raised, I was baptized Baptist, raised Episcopalian. And so it's kind of these worlds colliding, but I've spent you can ask him about it, but a lot of time, effort, energy into.
You guys remember when she was going to the Catholic Church all the time before she moved to Dallas in Maryland? Do y'all remember that? What happened to that part of the story?
Getting to know a lot more about Judaism and his culture and where he really comes from, and learning more of his family dynamics and all kinds of, tons of stuff.
Family dynamics, you say?
Interesting. That's interesting, Jessie.
Huh.
So intriguing. Tell us about those family dynamics.
Hmm.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on them. Oh, no? Got it.
That's embarrassing.
Because it's not just, oh, they go to synagogue and oh, yarmulkes and Hanukkah. You know, it's like he'll say things. I'm like, wait, let me correct you because the way that this is, and he'll be like, oh God, I told her about the Talmud and here she goes. But you know, it's important. I feel like you know, everybody in a relationship should feel super respected. And so getting to know all these different things about him has actually brought us closer together. You know, watching him and his sister, Tel Aviv, blah, blah, blah. So, I'm like, oh, God, I'm here for it. I'm just going to smile along. But
That is so disrespectful. I can't even.
I don't even know how you say you're an introvert. That cracks me up.
oh, yeah.
I would have never thought of that.
I'm the quiet one that sits there and like silently smiles. And if somebody talks to me, I'll talk back. But
Yeah, but not all the time. You sometimes you're talking. It's not like you're always quiet.
when I'm spoken to, I'll speak.
Yes, exactly.
So before you guys found each other, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you believe that you would find forever love?
Oh, it's a good question. Well, it didn't happen overnight. Obviously, it didn't happen. I mean,
What a great question for Avi to answer. Avi,
Watching him stutter.
do you remember like 15 years ago when you brought Yehudis to America?
Mm.
Came over here? And
Yeah.
then you left her? Yeah. Ah, that's interesting. I wonder about that. I don't know.
I can't wait to hear his answer.
I'm just a girl eating her cookie.
That looks really good. What kind of cookie is that?
Oh, the house owner brought us Tiff's treats.
That's so nice.
It's so nice. But yeah, so and I've eaten once today and I'm so hungry. So
I love that. They look delicious. I hope everybody's having a great snack.
you know, I mean, we felt. I mean, I think.
Speak, you're allowed to
Yeah,
speak.
yeah, I am.
That's awkward.
We had fun. We had a good chemistry. We had a good connection. We had a good conversation. We had.
I'm just gonna say this. If there are, what happened? Were you about to say something too?
no, I just can't handle listening to it.
If there are any other people out there that have had conversations with Aviram on FaceTime, we would love to chat with you, especially if it's through the Bumble app. We would love to have a conversation with you because I really don't think this is the first time that he has cheated on Yehudis.
Definitely not.
I don't think so. I think that he knows exactly what he's doing. And in my opinion, I think he's playing Jessie Lee like a fiddle. Yeah, that's what I think. But if you've been swiped on the Bumble app by Aviram, we would love to have a conversation with you for sure. Yes, thanks, DC. Thank you for that. I have it pinned on my channel if you're watching, so if you can click on that, pretty easy.
I think I pinned it too on mine.
Yeah, no super chats for JJ and I tonight, please and thank you. We appreciate you guys. So, all right, let's keep going. Let's listen to him not answer the question. Love that for us.
We make each other laugh, and it's a build up. We build it in a beautiful way. I think by communication, by understanding, by having fun, by going out, by many things.
Yeah.
Did you guys believe? Did you believe you would find your person?
Avi, you didn't answer the question, my guy.
You didn't. I mean, did he say the same things to Yehudis when they got married, when they started their relationship, 13 years ago or 15 years ago, something like that? Were you saying the same thing to her?
Dogmar said he has had a Bumble account for a long time. Yeah, that would make sense.
to know how long he has had a Bumble account, if any of you are on that app and can look. I'm just curious.
Am I blurry? Can somebody tell me?
No, you're not blurry.
Okay, just want to make sure. Thank you. If I am, y'all can let me know, because you know we got the new Wi-Fi and stuff.
Yeah. No, you look clear to me, friend.
Thank you. You look pretty.
Oh, you look pretty. I'm so proud of you.
We're having a moment, y'all. Just give us a second.
Okay, the other day, I have to tell him about our FaceTime the other day.
Okay.
The other day we're talking because we were on FaceTime and she was like, yeah, I'm moving this weekend. We were talking about all of this stuff and our notes and all of that. Anyways, I said, do you ever like think about how different your life is? And she's like, yeah, but I could tell she was kind of like, yeah, but like, what specifically are you talking about, Aaron? Kind of thing. And I said, like, when you and I first started to become friends, you were in school, you were getting ready to start clinicals. And I was like, and now like I'm having a moment because my best friend is like, she's graduated, she's passed her test, she's, you know, working where she wants to work, doing what she wants to do. And now this weekend she moved into a house, you know, like, and I was like, do you ever just think about that? Like, look at how different your life is.
Yeah, it's
in a short period of time. So I don't know. We just were having a moment. I wanted to share it with you guys.
We did. It was a good moment.
Yeah, but you're tired. I don't want
to point this out. Dorian said, I would be a little careful accusing him of using her for money, anti-Semitic stereotypes and all that. This was, I understand. I actually didn't know that's a stereotype, but I actually do believe in this situation that's part of it. Not because he's a Jewish man or anything like that, but because that not just our thoughts are that. It's other people who have spoken to us who know the situation more personally have also mentioned that. So yeah, I do agree. I think that he is partly using her for that, but not because of his Jewishness or anything like that.
Yeah. I think that's a great comment. I love having conversations about that, you know,
absolutely.
around them.
And I like that we can clarify that too, because I don't want someone to be like, "Oh, are they being anti-Semitic?" No. More to the story.
Yeah, there's all. I mean, yeah.
Oh my gosh, guys, over 5,500. Thank you for that. That's so amazing. I want you to know that all this money is going to go to Yehudis and like because she's her
children.
Yeah, because she's also getting divorced, and you know, I'm sure that divorce court proceedings are expensive. You have to pay a lawyer. So
yeah.
And also like her and her children, in our opinions, were abandoned by Aviram. So I'm sure it's difficult.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
Like, not necessarily even that you found each other, but did you have a belief in your heart that you would find your person?
Me, yes. I am a sucker for love. I could have my heart destroyed, stomped on, shredded, set ablaze, nuked, whatever. I wouldn't have given up on love. I'm just, I love it. I love love. I love giving love. I love giving love to friends, to my godkids, to like anybody, business partners. I'm just a sucker. But like romantic love, I was never going to give up. No way. No way. Like you could drive me kicking and screaming. I was going to find him. So I'm a 10. I'm a 10 on the 1 out of 10 scale. Was I going to find love? I'm a 10. I knew.
Yet you were putting your business first. When you met him, you had like the hey.
Well, because I was also in a stage of like my last serious relationship before that was 3 years ago. And I had said, look, I'm just going to super focus on my business and I'm not looking for anything. So until I really learn how to love myself, appreciate myself, know that I'm a complete person, I'm not even going to look for anything. And so
that's so interesting because I don't remember you ever saying that you didn't feel like a complete person when you're in your previous relationship. I know him. I will not be discussing him. I will not be saying his name. Please don't say his name if you know it in the comments. He's not a public figure. But those two were very much a couple. Those two were, I don't remember her ever saying, oh, well, I lost myself in him. No, that's not the scenario. That is not my story to tell. And if he ever decides he wants to tell it, then he will tell it. But I will tell you, because I was there, that no, that's not the case at all, what she's saying.
that's why I wasn't looking for anything, and I was just having fun. I was spending all my time trying to personally develop into a better person. And those 3 years, I see it even from day one in our relationship. I'm like, oh, I communicate differently now. I speak to him differently than I've ever spoken to somebody in a relationship. I respect him way more. I see things where I'm like, ooh, I've been triggered in the past by something like this. Hold on a second. And from the day one, I told him, I said, I'm just going to be so upfront with you about all kinds, like everything. Because I always, in previous relationships, would hide little things that I thought, oh, you know, if they know this about me, they're going to judge me, you know? I think that's a really common thing that people think about when they're getting in relationships. And a lot of people in relationships, they have secrets. And so from day one, I was telling him everything. I was like, oh yeah, this happened, blah, 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 or this person, or this, whatever, or I did this, or blah, 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 blah. I was really open so that anytime, my whole concept around that was that if he ran into really good friends of mine, what if my best friend ended up saying something in front of him? And I was like, because I've been in relationships like that, you know, I wanted everything. And he's been transparent too from day one. He told me every single situation. So then even
same time.
You are a lying liar who's lying.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Liar.
Are you reading your notes right now?
Give us a second. We have cans and cans. Okay.
Yeah, we have things that, yeah.
To start off, she had no idea. She thought they were separated because that's what Avi Ram told
Jessie Lee. Jessie Lee thought that.
Jessie Lee had no idea. While he was telling Yehudis, I'm building us a life. That's why I'm not talking. I'm busy. Well, guess what? Nope, he was slapping around with Jessie. Sorry to use that phrasing. It's so sorry about that. But I mean, just why? Like I said, if you're gonna lie better. Yeah. We know that Jessie Lee made Yehudis prove that he was still acting like Yehudis and him were together. She had to prove that to Jessie. And then when she did, guess what happened? Jessie didn't care.
Yeah.
Did not care one bit. She actually took that and now intentionally, in our opinion, well, I mean, it's pretty blatant, hurts Yehudis. And I'm sure that's why she's doing this, to intentionally cause and inflict pain to a very strong person who's going through a very hard time. Because that is who Jessie Lee Ward is.
Yep.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah. The crazy part about this is that allegedly, what has been alleged to us, let me say it this way, is that Yehudis found out about this relationship on social media. So Aviram had been in Texas working, he said, for 6 months or so. And just like JJ was saying, it sounded like he was telling her all the, hey, come here. I'm building a life for us. I'm so excited. Da, da, da. Meanwhile, he's shacking up with Jessie Lee. And then Yehudis finds out on social media about this relationship. That's how she found out. That's what's been alleged to us. And I think that's gross. And the fact that, again, what we have been told is that she proved that, yes, they're very much still married. And Jessie Lee didn't believe her, even though proof was given. So I don't know. I just think it's disgusting.
It is. I think that's a good word. Disgusting.
This is a great comment. Has his wife filed an emergency motion for child support? Usually that can be done within 2 weeks of abandonment. That's a thank you for that. I'm not sure. But I hope she sees that if she happens to be watching. I don't know if she is, so.
When we had some conflict, not us having conflict, but some outside conflict come in, I was like,
You mean his family?
You mean married with 3 children under the age of 8?
What in the world? Outside conflict? That's what you're calling that?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I call that adultery, but it is what it is. I don't know. Who am I? The girl who ate 2 cookies. That's all I am.
I love that for you.
Thank you. It was so good.
It sounds good.
I already know that about him. Like he was already open and honest with me from day one.
Really?
I've been open and honest with him from day one. And I think it made everything a lot easier because then we had these fortified walls of.
Have you ever you're listening to something that you have no part in, but like you're so embarrassed that like you're hurting, like you're just like, oh, this is hard.
You know what this feels like to me?
What?
You know the game Jenga? I know everybody probably knows that. Maybe.
Yes.
Okay. And you know how you start to grab the one piece and you start to see the stack go like this, and you're like, oh, wait, hold on a second. And then you have to like slowly do it, and then it all comes crashing down. That's what this feels like. This feels like lies built on like a house of cards, and one little blow and the thing's gonna blow over. You know what I'm saying? That's what this feels like to me. 5,600. Oh God, you guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Also, can I just say, we realize that not everybody can financially contribute, and that is okay. You guys being here, commenting, sharing this out, liking, subscribing, you guys are supporting all of this just by doing that. So even if you're in a place that you can't financially contribute, that's okay. You're here, you're commenting, you're watching, you are contributing, you are helping us get the word out, and we appreciate that. So I just wanted to say that.
And just Jake. Hey, it's been a minute. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. What's up? Just Jake.
Hello. You changed your profile picture, didn't you, Jake?
Yeah, they did. They sure
Yeah.
did. We're glad to see you. So also, like what Erin did earlier when she told y'all, like, put stuff in the chat for, just in case Yahudis does read it. Like, I'm not sure.
I hope she does.
I hope so too. But just in case she does, she will be able to see that. And even when we end this live, like if you want to go back in the comments and write something to her, like if you want to share your story with her, let her know she's not alone in this or whatever it is. I'm sure that I can only imagine someone in her situation that would be so uplifting, like something that, like, to know that she is not alone. Because I'm sure that she feels like that, right? Because I can only imagine, like, my mom felt so alone. And she was just doing everything on her own. It was so painful. I watched her go through that. So I can only imagine that will be super big.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You're welcome, B. I don't want anybody to feel like them being here, commenting, liking, sharing, if they're comfortable with that is not enough. So
it is
important.
Absolutely enough. Yeah. And you just watching too, because I think this is important to get out. I don't think Jessie should just be able to flaunt this and intentionally hurt Yahudis like this. Like, it's just wrong. And we want people to see that. We want people to see that. So we appreciate it.
You can't tell me anything. He told me his deepest, darkest secrets. He knows my deepest, darkest secrets. What are you going to shock me with? Yep. Like,
so this is so good and such gold, and it is hard for people to do that.
It's hard.
It is. Yeah.
I want to say it, okay, because I was one of those that doesn't talk, that doesn't say, that keep it, and yes, it's hard to say. Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard, like, to feel like, what if they're gonna judge me? What if they're gonna say that? What if
the truth comes out, Aviram? Yeah, I'd be worried about that too if I were you.
He would.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay. He would hate for us to blast it all. You know what I mean? Like,
can you imagine?
He would. I couldn't imagine. Actually, I don't. It's wild. It's so bad.
Can you imagine being in couples therapy, allegedly, while you're living with your mistress?
Erin, it's so good that it's so bad. Like, it's
terrible.
It's like a movie. Like, it's that ridiculous. Like, this whole situation is just almost unbelievable. But the reality is, it's true. Like, I'm just, oh God. Yeah. This is like one of the strongest people. I can only imagine, like, going through this, you have to be so incredibly strong. With a child that is 7, 4, and 2. Hi. Riley just walked in.
Hi, Riley.
Can you say hi? There's like 7.
Happy moving in weekend.
That's my husband, everybody. I like him a lot.
He's great.
2 days straight.
Yeah. Okay. I'll mute and talk to him for a second.
Okay, here we go.
She's gonna say that, but you know what? I learned that just need shoot and release. Like just say it and that's it. Like say it, and after that it's become easier, because if they judge or if they don't like, so that means they doesn't need to be with you.
Yep.
Did anybody else think when he was talking about judge, he meant like the judge of the divorce case and the child support and all of that stuff, the custody? Because that's what I thought. But no, that's not what he's meaning.
Doesn't
Not your person.
doesn't meant to be. So you just and if she accepted, sorry, and so well, we have something to talk about. We have something to build here.
So did you guys have that conversation ahead of time? Like, let's be transparent. Like, or were you just thinking that in your own heads? Like, I'm just going to be me, or did you have that conversation?
Well, I'll answer first, and then I'll let.
Or, Aviram, did it come up when your relationship was discovered because of social media, and then you had to come clean? Is that why, allegedly, you're wanting Yehudis to move to Texas or Florida? Were you planning on, and I'm not stating this as a fact, this is purely my opinion. Could it be that you were trying to get Yehudis to move with the children to be closer to you in Texas so that you could have the best of both worlds? And maybe if they live in the same state, perhaps you maybe could get joint custody and wouldn't have to pay as much in child support. Could that be it? That could be it, right?
The layers to this onion. People keep getting shocked. The layers. It just keeps getting
so many layers.
Getting deeper.
And the layers of disrespect.
Completely, utterly disrespect, not caring at all for Yehudis. Or honestly, and to me, like, if you're not going to care for their mother, if you're not going to allow their mother to be able to support the children, so I feel like you don't care about your children that much either. Like, you're going to not provide for them when you're the provider. You're just going to let her scrounge up what she can, work really hard, try to figure things out when she's in a country that was not originally her home. Like, I mean, can you only imagine, like, if it happened to me and I'm in the United States, that's way different than it happened to her, who came here about 15 years ago.
And let's also not forget, I think it said it in the GoFundMe, that he's not allegedly supporting his children financially at all right now. That's all on Yehudis. That's insane to me. So if you were such a kind and caring individual, you would be able to say, look, I want to move on in this new relationship, but I'm going to make sure my children are taken care of. That's not happening, in my opinion. That's disgusting. That's not a kind human. That's a bully.
Jessie answer to talk a little bit because she's not talking at all. And
Okay.
I feel like
No, you're great.
I know, just messing around. I felt it in myself that I want to be transparent, and I think also she felt like the same way in the beginning. And as the time goes, we actually talked about it, and also like say each other like, let's just be transparent. I mean, to hide things as adult is, sorry on my French, stupid.
Really?
That's interesting.
Wow.
Avi, how many dates have you been on using the Bumble app before you met JL? Have you been on any since then?
Avi doesn't seem very bright to me.
I'm sorry. Let me explain why I'm laughing. I'm laughing because there's more to it that we can't share.
We can't share it.
I wasn't prepared for her to say that.
I thought it'd make you feel some type of way. It just doesn't seem super bright, you know?
I mean, if you were being transparent, you would say that you're married with 3 children.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. What's missing?
A little uncomfy.
Little uncomfy.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we had a conversation at the very beginning where I just said, look, I can do ugly truths. I can do like whatever effed up stuff you have in your past relationships, in your past whatever, in your past life, whatever. I don't care. Just don't ever lie to me. For a couple of reasons. First of all, I just can't stand liars. I don't understand the point. And second of all, his first language is...
Ma'am, did you just hear the words that came out of your mouth?
I said, ma'am?
Are you for real? You can't stand liars because why lie? What's the point? Ma'am, I think we could ask you the same.
Karen, you have no idea the twinkle that I felt inside when you... I'm sorry.
This is wild.
Oh, my goodness.
There's not enough Diet Dr. Pepper on this planet.
There's really not. There's not enough Diet Coke, not enough Diet Dr. Pepper. Honestly, there's barely enough water.
Oh my God, Savannah. Hi, Savannah. We're all meeting next month. I mean, JJ and I have met in person already, but Savannah's coming too. The 3 of us are going to be in my house next month, and I can't wait. Anyways, Savannah says the one who lied to her team and kidnapped them and made them go on a 15-hour hike. And it was in her own words that she has since deleted from the internet. So she thought. So yeah, that's interesting. Oh, but it's all storytelling, right, Jessie Lee? It's all just storytelling.
That's a funny way to say it's a lie.
I was not ready.
I'm telling you,
I feel like we have to laugh in moments of this. And when I say we, I mean like JJ and I. Like we have to.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it just goes so deep. There's so many onions. We got to kind of like have a moment. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Bring everybody
We're not
back.
laughing at the situation.
No. But, y'all know that we have to add some humor to these awful situations because they would not be consumable. They just would not be consumable. It would be so hard. So,
yeah. Yeah. It's just so absurd. Yes.
If you get this comment, you get this comment. If you don't, it's because if y'all haven't seen my Colleen Ballinger video, go watch it.
I have to tell you something. I do have a ukulele.
Stop it.
I do.
Can you play the uke for us?
I don't know. No, I cannot. No.
I mean, if I had one, I can't play it, but I could,
I mean, I could use it as a prop, kind of like Jessie Lee is using Avi as a prop, in my opinion. I'm sorry. Play the video.
No, that one hit.
Play the video. I'm sorry.
That one hit good. Somebody play the video. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get canceled.
Oh, God. Aaron's been holding out on us. Never. I would never.
Toxic.
I'm sorry.
Oh. If you understand the comment, don't go watch Colleen Ballinger's ukulele video. Watch people reacting to Colleen Ballinger's ukulele video.
It's so, yeah.
The worst.
Oh my God. I feel like we needed that break for just a second.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
buckle up. We're back in the game. That was a timeout. You know what I mean?
Hebrew. So I was like, I can't, I'm a speed reader. I don't know, too much Jim Click or something, right? So normal people, not normal people, right? So people, if this is his phone, right? And if something flashes, I can literally go like that and I can read the whole screen in English.
Wow, you're so special.
I can't read this. This is in Hebrew, So I told him, like, if you lie about anything, the stupidest thing, from day one, we're going to have a problem because I can't trust, like, I don't know what's happening on there. I can't verify, No, but we went into it from the beginning, both just saying, look, you're either going to like it or you're not. And I'm just not at a stage in my life anymore. I'm 34 at the time, 33 at the time. I'm comfortable with me. And so I'm at the stage in my life where people either love me or they hate me. And I love me, which I realize is the most important relationship of all relationships. And so I'm not holding anything back. This is just, it's who I am. You're going to like it or you're not, but.
And I think that's really hard when people are dating or they do like somebody. Your natural tendency is to not want to say something that you can be criticized for, or someone's not going to choose you, right? And so I think it's intentional. You need to have some intentionality behind, like, okay, I'm just going to be myself. I'm going to be myself. I'm going to be myself. But that's so much easier said than done. It's so much easier said than done.
Oh, there's been times we've had to share things with each other where we're like, we can both tell, like, we'll feel each other's energy, and I'll say to him, like, just say it. Like, what do you need to say? Especially at the beginning when we weren't quite as comfortable, and especially he wasn't with some big stuff.
Was it like this when she just said, just say it? Was his response, I'm married with 3 children. Okay, I just needed to get that out. Like, is that how that went?
We definitely know that wasn't how it went. Well,
my bad.
No, that was me. I took the pause before we started. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Don't even worry about it. No, he probably told her that, but he said, but we're separated.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Maybe he meant that in the sense of physically, he lives in Texas right now and she does not.
Maybe he is.
Maybe in his mind, he's like, I am telling the truth.
Maybe he is a bright one.
Maybe he's not. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
I'm taking the pause now.
I'm gonna hit play.
You have to tell me. So just get it off your chest. And he'd sit there for a second, like, okay. And like I said, he's a communicator, so he'd take a minute and I'm like, come on. Okay, blah, and then I'd come out, and it's way healthier to get it out. Yeah, don't throw up on me. But
well, and I also think you said something else that's super important about don't lie. Because if there's one lie, and I think this is with online dating too, a lot of people lie in their profiles, their age, their height, whatever various lies that people tell.
Yeah, they probably lie on Bumble as well, right, Aviram? Did you put on there that you're married? Probably not.
And if there's a lie, then now you're setting yourself up for questions on everything going forward because they caught you in one lie.
Yep.
So there's another thing that just needs to be an organizing principle for anybody that's looking for forever love. Really put in the time to know who you are so someone else can't make you right or wrong. You are just being you. And the piece of the lying is so important, I think. That it'll ruin it.
I agree.
It'll ruin it.
That. There's no right or wrong. There's just you. I'm writing it down. I like it.
Yeah.
I liked it, Tracy.
Do you guys know each other's love language? I have to know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why do I know your love language? What happened?
It's the first thing. Like literally the first week. Oh, there is a questionnaire. A questionnaire.
Hey, listen, that's us personal development people. That's what we do.
Yes, that's what we do. Please take this string finder.
A questionnaire. It's only take 5 minutes. I mean, it's like I felt like I called to an internet service and she wants a survey. It's like, literally what was. And it's 5 simple questions or 7 questions.
5lovelanguages.com, and then there's just I don't know.
How many questions? Like
maybe
it's like
30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think 50.
I mean, it's super simple, like this or that, this or that, this or that.
Yeah.
But I think that, Jessie Lee, what was your intent behind that? Why did you ask him to take it?
Because I taught him about it afterwards. I did. I talked to him through it afterwards because I explained to him the way the 5 love languages are is it's the same as Russian, Chinese, Hebrew, English, and French. If you speak 5 different languages and then you're trying to speak French to the person who speaks Hebrew or Chinese to the person who speaks English, I mean, you're not going to get anywhere. So it's important that I know how to love him and that he knows how to love me, because otherwise he could be doing things that he thinks are showing me love. Like he could.
See, I think this is Rachel. What Rachel said is good because it doesn't even matter their situation right now. Why feature a couple who has been together under a year to teach people how to be a great couple? That is such a great point. Like, they're not going to use me, an ultrasound tech who's been graduated and registered for a few months, to teach someone how to scan an abdomen when they have people who've been in it for 2 decades.
Yeah.
Do you know, that just doesn't make sense.
Agreed. It's a great comment.
Yeah, that was a good comment, Rachel.
Be touching me all the time, or he could be showering me in words of affirmation all the time. And those are 2 actual really good examples because his love languages are physical touch and words of affirmation. And I'm over here, Mrs. Quality Time and acts of service, being driven crazy. Like, this guy, what? He's not even spending any time with me. He doesn't even, he's never here or whatever. And
could it be because he was with his wife and children? That's why he's never there?
That's a good question.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We've had conversations about, he's giggling because I'm so quality time. I don't care about quantity.
I'm smiling.
I know, giggling, yeah, smiling, yeah. I don't care about the quantity of time. I want quality time. So the Apple Watch drives me crazy because it ruins my quality time. The stupid thing buzzes when we're supposed to be together, right? We've had discussions where I'm like, leave the phone. You're right, putting the watch away. Leave the phone in the house when we're walking the dogs, please, because I want a dog walk and you're still doing work at 9 o'clock at night. And I'm like, there's no quality time, but for him, he's like, we're holding hands. Like I grabbed your butt 73 times today. I told you how beautiful you are. I'm like, I know I'm beautiful. Okay. And so otherwise you're going to end up having just conflict that's unnecessary. And so same thing for him. When I know he's maybe stressed out, I'll write him love notes he doesn't know this, but whatever. I buy a ton of cards, and then on days where I know that he's stressed out, this makes more sense now why there's always cards, right? I'll write him a really long card and I'll leave it somewhere. I'll hide love notes places and stuff, and it makes his whole day a million times better. And especially if I'm leaving somewhere, I'll hide, little notes and things. So, a day later or something, he might find them and he'll feel appreciated. And long text messages when I travel, giving him words, right? Because it means so much to him. And then he'll do stuff like, he'll send me a photo. I walking the dogs, or and I'm like, acts of service, and it just makes your relationship a lot stronger instead of trying to just play guessing games.
Just set expectation, right? Like that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail square on the head with those things. Like if someone has their phone or their watch, and you're the quality time person, that's not quality time.
Yeah.
And you're going to end up fighting if you don't understand. And you may fight about it anyway, however you want to deem fighting. But you are able to express why it doesn't feel good to you, and the other person can hear you.
Yeah. And
so it really is conflict resolution.
Correct. And I've used it in business for so long too. I find out business partners love languages so that they feel appreciated. And really the goal of it was just from the beginning, once I realized pretty quickly, this is
you know what, Jessie, you are such a good leader. I mean, probably one of the best leaders on the planet. I mean, you're the best network marketer in the world, so I'm sure you're one of the best leaders. You're incredible to your downline. No one has left you because of how mean you are to them or because you've abandoned them. No, none of that has ever happened. You are so kind. You take them on the best trips where they get to relax and have a nice time and not put their life at risk. It's incredible to watch you lead. Did y'all see what I did there? I just lied.
It was great. You did a great job. You committed to it fully.
I really did. I'm really committed to that one.
Be serious. I don't send 5 love languages to everyone I go on a date with, but after a couple of weeks,
sure?
I'm like, I want to make sure he always feels appreciated, and so that's why I do it.
Yeah,
Love it.
Bottom line, relationship, it's work, it's business. I mean, if you look at it
it's business.
It's not like business, but it's like the same effort and the same build and the same work that effort that you put in a business, you also put in a relationship, of course.
I'm sorry. I do not look at my relationship with my husband of 21 years as a business. No. It's not a job. It's a relationship. That's so weird.
There is a
in a different way, but this is, and I think we both are business people, so.
Yeah, and I would encourage anybody listening that if you have not done the 5 love languages to absolutely do that.
Yeah.
You can do it for
I would encourage those listening to stop. Go ahead and if you're listening to this podcast, like on live next time, just go ahead and click off. Why don't you go watch our video? You can watch it with us, and then you can really see it for what it is. Really good.
Trash, in my opinion.
Trash.
I said what I said.
Yeah, like the kind of trash that's like the trash can that sits outside that you put the dog poop in.
In the summer.
In the summer, that trash.
The hottest time of the summer, the hottest time of the day.
That.
In our opinion.
In our opinion.
I did it with my son. There's one for kids, teenagers. You learn so much about a person. There's one for if you're single. There's one if you're in a relationship. And then have that discussion. When I gave it to my son, he was like 10, I think. And I was asking him the questions because I wanted to hear how his brain worked. So it was like, would you rather this or that? And then he would say, I don't really like either one of those. Or, I like both of those. That's so hard. So you end up just learning in all relationships in your life how to collaborate better, show love better. I'm a huge fan. So can we switch gear to challenges?
Sure.
Switch gear to challenges. One thing I want to ask, because Avi, you just said this, like, how do you handle, you come into the relationship, like, I'm not really a social media guy. You stepped right into the middle of like everything that Jessie Lee's world is about, right? How do you do that? How do you adjust to that? Do you feel resentful about it ever?
Another word for resentful is like, do you feel like, like that's kind of annoys me, or I don't like that, or...
No, I don't have a problem with that.
Is that what resentful means?
I don't think that's what resentful means. I don't think so.
I'm gonna let her have it. I'm gonna let her have that one. She needs a win every now and again, you know?
We're entering that place. We are entering that place.
The place was entered probably before I even started the stream for me, to be honest. I've been like
we're gonna start getting kind of giggly, and it's because we're uncomfortable, and it's because we're just in that place.
Hour and a half so far.
Oh God.
We're only 30 minutes in the video.
Okay.
We're good. Okay, we're fine. We're good.
Or like other people giving me a lot of attention or something like that could cause resentment.
No, because he was paying attention on Bumble, so it's fair.
I don't feel like that. I'm still I have this like a small shy person, you know. So I don't like to be on social media, you know. But the way I see it is I just let it be, you know, and just let her do whatever she'd been doing. That I didn't come to change it, you know. I mean, I came from to a different thing. I didn't come to change what she's doing on a daily.
You came from California where your wife and children live. Did I say anything wrong? Or did I? I'm pretty sure that was on point.
It's factual.
We like facts around here.
We do.
Basis, I came to change the private life, like two separate things. So I mean, I just separated from the beginning. I think that's the way. That's what really happened. Like I literally separated. Like do whatever you need to do, but when you don't do it, just don't do, and let's just be together, and that's it.
And I think that from my perspective of that, it's an intentionality with me as well. So this is the most important relationship in my life. So as much as I produce social media content and I'm selling on social media, or I'm recruiting on social media, or I'm building the coaching business on social media, or I'm doing live videos on social media, or I'm doing whatever, he will always come first. So there's no disrespect in the relationship. if he wanted to see something, which he's never been like, who's that person or something, but that's because I'm not disrespectful. There's no reason for him to feel like that. I would say, oh, here, total transparency. You can look at it. You can see whatever. And I don't live on social media. So the amount of time that I spend on social media it's so systematic. I'm just weaponized on social media that it may look like I'm online for 18 hours a day. I'm not. And because I'm quality time, when
it's wild. Everything she says is so true all the time. Unbelievable.
I have no words right
he's
now.
here, my phone is face down. My phone is not here. Saturdays, I'm pretty much not touching my phone at all. I'm really good at being off of my phone. And I think some people, they get so addicted and obsessed with social media. And obviously I've been so blessed to meet so many of my followers and fans and friends and business partners and things like that on social. But if at any point in time he ever felt disrespected by either my actions or maybe a follower or whatever, there's only one person who's ever asked me to block, and I did block them.
I wonder who that was.
Could it be his wife that has his 3 children?
Yeah, probably. Also, this not disrespecting him, allegedly, according to her, on social media. That must be a new lesson that she learned, because she sure wasn't like that in her previous relationship, in my opinion. Yeah, yikes.
But I would, because I think that some people get it a little twisted sometimes. There's a lot that's real about social media, but the reality is he has Jessie Lee. He doesn't have Boss Lee. He's not dating Boss Lee. And people online get Boss Lee a lot. They get the loud, boisterous, silly, extroverted, sometimes person. That is never who he sees. He doesn't have that person ever. Right. I would say 99.9% of the time he doesn't have that person. And
so two things what you just said, and I think it's gold that Avi said he didn't come to change you. I think that should be everybody's mantra. If you're stepping into a relationship, that you should have no expectations of changing somebody else. Yeah. You should have that and an appreciation for who they are. Of course, a voice. If there's somebody that is you feeling disrespectful and there's something there, of course.
Yeah.
That's really interesting, because the people that have reached out to us from the Jewish community that know who Avi Ram is say that he's completely different than what he was like when he lived in California. He's everything about how he acts is completely different and out of character. And I find that really interesting that they're talking about not wanting to change people in this relationship. Very interesting.
But saying I didn't come here to change her, gold. Love that. And touching on what you just said there, Jessie Lee, about the Boss Lee versus Jessie Lee. So let's talk about energies for a minute, because masculine and feminine energies are a big deal when you're trying to have a relationship that's forever.
Yes.
And you need the polarities. Tell me about how that plays, because you're both successful, right? So you're both type A, you're both successful. How do you manage the masculine versus feminine energy?
Do you want to start? Or you want me to?
You start and I'll continue.
Okay. So in my work life, I am very masculine. So I am the driver of all my businesses. I operate as founder and CEO. I make all decisions about everything. Final say comes to me through any and all things. And so any investment opportunities, anytime somebody sidesteps me, anytime I'm disrespected, legal.
Oh, wait. Trigger warning. Auntie Lushy says there's homophobia coming. Just FYI. Thank you for that.
Things, you get a really aggressive, super alpha female who is not here to mess around with anything. I'm not to be messed with. Period. Like I should scare some people more. Like if people really knew the kinds of things I could do behind the scenes, they would be terrified.
We pause at the same time. Aaron, what have we done?
I can't.
I'm so terrified.
I cannot.
Okay. Jessie Lee Ward.
She's so tough, you guys.
I'm at a loss for words. I'm not normally at a
I think
loss
that's
for words.
hilarious that she's trying to be this tough guy on social media.
She's like, people should be scared of me. You know what, Jessie? You're right. I'm freaking terrified of you, girl.
Let's look at the facts.
I'd love to meet her in person. That'd be so interesting. Did she break JJ? I mean, for a moment there, I think she did. I think I was so terrified.
I mean, why would you? First of all, let's just look at the facts here. Why would she say something like this, knowing that she's battling stage 4 cancer?
She's saying it because of Yehudis. She wants her to be afraid.
It's just wild to me. I mean, it's gross, yeah, but the fact that she's like, if people knew what I could do behind the scenes. We know, Jessie Lee.
Yeah, we do. And it really just shows us that you're just a terrible, awful, and very, what's the word? You are
Manipulative.
Manipulative.
Wait, let me guess.
She's also very insecure.
Ah, yes, that part.
She's extremely insecure.
Yeah.
And that's why she had to say that. Because she's so insecure. She wants people to actually think she's dangerous, but she's not.
Yeah.
She's like practically harmless.
It's just wild.
Bitter and vindictive, Auntie MLM. What's that? Her? Bitter and vindictive. That's right.
Yeah. Does that promote her kindness branding?
That's a good question, Melba.
Melba, that's a great comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, Erica said the hostility is telling. Yeah, it's all towards Yehudis.
Yeah.
She says and does these things to intentionally hurt Yehudis, which is if you're wondering who it just, if you popped in, if you're wondering who we're talking about, that's Aviram's wife that he was lying to, that he cheated on with Jessie. And now Jessie, now that she knows about Aviram's wife, Yehudis is the name we're calling her, she's intentionally doing things to actively hurt her. Yeah. Which that comment was for that. That comment was to hurt her and scare her.
Yeah. And also, if your relationship is so solid, why would you need to say any of this? If her and Aviram's relationship is so solid, why be so aggressive? Why make these kinds of threats? Why be abusive, in my opinion? Because if your relationship was so solid, you wouldn't have to say any of that.
Exactly.
You know?
Someone asked where the GoFundMe is at. So Erin and I have both pinned it in our, like, if you look at the live.
I think she wants to know the amount.
Where is the GoFundMe at? Oh, the amount. Oh.
Yeah, sorry. We're at $57.45 right now, which is
that's amazing.
Incredible.
Oh
you guys are amazing, and we appreciate it.
That is incredible.
Oh, $57.65.
Let's get to 8,000.
Oh, this is amazing.
Okay.
All right.
I'll just kind of leave it at that. So, but that's because I have to be, you're running multiple multi-million-dollar businesses and expanding portfolios of all kinds of, I just have to be. But I actually used to take that into relationships. I don't know if I told you about this before, Tracy, but when I did Tony Robbins Elite coaching with the, life coaching, I don't remember her name anymore, but my life coach, I think this is 8 years ago, I was like, why do I attract these super beta males, like these submissive beta males? And she said, look at how you speak to men. Like, look at how you present yourself. You're scary. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Type A women, listen up here, because this is super important.
It changed my life. So I said, what are you talking about? I'm not scary. Like, I want somebody to take care of me. I want a protector. And I was listing out all these things. And she said, okay, but that man is never going to date you because you're not a safe space for them. You don't like, women are supposed to hold, and you don't hold, you dominate. And I said, well, yeah, that's just who I am. She goes, no, like, you need to learn to separate these two worlds. And she said, you just got to get softer. And she asked me, who are you listening to for personal development at the time? And I started listing off. I was like, oh, I love listening to Andy Frisella, who, of course, now we're really good friends. So I'm kind of like, whoopsies. And I was like, I listen to Andy Frisella, and I listen to Grant Cardone. And she's like, turn it all off. So you need to start listening to softer things, soft music. I want flowers in your house all the time. I want candles burning. You need to take baths. You need to be in flowy clothing. Why are you always in all black every time we meet? I would always wear black all the time. I was like, it's my color. And she just said, you just need to learn how to calm down your nervous system so that you open up the ability for a strong masculine presence to come in, because the masculine balances the feminine and the feminine balances the masculine. And both people have both of these energies inside of them. So in my business world, I can be bossly all day long, handle all the business, be really dominant. And then when it comes to us, as soon as I see him, I'm just, you know, like my job is to be baby girl. It's not to be, you know, I'm supposed to be a princess. I'm not supposed to be the person who has to handle all of the things. He gets really aggressive and dominant when I chill out, you know, in anything. If there's a situation where somebody's being rude or disrespectful, he steps in, you know, he gets to be the angry cane corso or something like that. But that's because his masculine energy is really strong. So he created a safe space for me through showing up in masculine ways, for making decisions. He doesn't say, hey babe, where do you want to go for dinner? He tells me where we're going to dinner. I don't want to
If my husband said, hey, we're going here for dinner, I'd say, you can go. We haven't had a discussion about it. I think we should have a discussion, but if you want to go there, you can go by all means. I'll stay here.
I cannot.
If my husband, which he would never, we have great communication skills because we worked on it so hard, because I used to be terrible at it.
Communication's hard.
It is. The therapy, y'all, that's what's been my huge thing for, it's helped mine and Riley's relationship. We don't have couples therapy, but like me getting therapy from trauma has made a huge improvement. But that's
I'm proud of you, friend. I'm proud of you.
Thanks. What was I saying? Yeah. So like, he shouldn't make all the decisions. That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
That's weird. And like, people were mentioning that stereotypes, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. That's, you don't have to be. Why would you change who you are? Like, Jessie, are you Jessie or are you Boss Lee? Which one is truly you? Because I think she's caught up in the fact that she is Jessie Lee Ward, and sometimes she has to act like Boss Lee. But I don't know at this point. I don't know. I think they're both her.
Yeah.
They are both her.
Yeah.
It's not a character she plays.
You know, it to me, it's kind of like when you have somebody like Brittany Anderson, who's like, you know, is it okay if I give you guys some tough love? I feel like saying that is getting permission in a weird way to just be a jerk.
Absolutely.
And so when she's playing Boss Lee online and she's saying she's using shock marketing and she's, you know, doing all of these things, it's okay because it's Boss Lee. It's not Jessie Lee, you know, but I do think that there's a certain amount of she's both of them, you know. I mean, obviously she's both of them, but you know, I don't know. This was so cringy. Like, I wish she would just go to therapy and work out whatever it is that she needs to work out with. I'm not going to say that. I just hope, I just wish she would go to therapy and work through some of this that clearly she's having challenges around. I guess that's the kindest way that I can say that.
Yeah. And you know, like, people, you know, you do your relationships how you want, but if you're going to act like you're going to teach people how to do it, and you're Jessie Lee and Aviram, then, and how we see Jessie Lee with her cancer stuff, you've also got to be careful with what you say.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just say these things acting like they are the way, the truth, and the life, LOL. You know what I mean?
Well, life isn't black and white.
Exactly. She acts like it is, though. If it isn't, yeah. If you aren't, it's black and white for her. And if you aren't doing her black and white, then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So exactly what you said. Life is gray, but to her.
Yeah, and everybody has stuff that they have brought into relationships from previous relationships, from their upbringing. Mm-hmm. You know, this is kind of jumping tracks a little bit. This is why because you brought up the cancer situation, this is why a medical history is important. They need to know all of the stuff that you're doing. or not doing, because everybody's medical history is different. Everybody's relationship history is going to be different. Everybody's upbringing is going to be different. And so to just say, hey, this is how it's done. Well, that's not how it's done because there's too many variables involved,
Yeah.
I don't know. Life is an amazing rainbow. I love that. That's so nice. All right, let's keep it moving.
Decisions like this, right? We're taking this car, we're going to this place, we're doing this thing, here's what's happening, wear this, what, and it just makes me and my feminine feel a lot safer and softer. And so, he leads, I follow. In the business world, I lead, he leads in his business. We come home, I'm in the feminine role, and I love it here.
Oh my gosh, I have to recap a couple of things because, again, what you just said is absolute gold. And I see it so much in my matchmaking business where the women are the type A and they come in and they attract exactly what you just said, the beta male, and then they get pissed that that's what's happening and it spirals down and you don't get out of it. And also the men just know, like, men, please plan the date. Please plan the date.
Yes.
Don't have the women make the decision. It's not helpful, especially to women that are busy in business, to have to make more decisions. It's like, just make the decision. Really makes a big difference.
If I have to make a decision, we will do nothing. Because I'm so overstimulated. I think that's an ADHD thing. I get like a lot of sensory stuff, especially after.
It's really interesting because I remember not that long ago, she was making jokes that I'm going to call it neurospicy because I really love that term. She was making jokes at some point. I remember this in her stories about that's not a thing. Now all of a sudden everybody's offended by everything. And it's like, but that is a thing. Now all of a sudden she has ADHD. Again, with the lies and whatever fits her narrative currently, that's embarrassing.
Exactly. Her narrative. That's exactly right.
A day of stimulation on videos or cameras or whatever. If he's like, well, if he were to come in and say, I don't know, what do you want to do? I'd be like, absolutely nothing. We're going to bed. Like, literally, there's been a couple times where I'm like, we're doing nothing. We're going to bed because you asked. He's like, babe, it's only 9 o'clock. I'm like, great. Grandma Lee is in the house. If you said we were going somewhere, we go, But it really is important. And so you have, not only do men need to lead, but women need to allow them to lead. I think that's equally as important. But yeah, men, don't ask super feminine questions like that if you're looking to lead a household.
And I also,
first of all, again, with the black and white statements, there are certain scenarios my husband will lead, depending on what's going on, what we're doing. There are certain scenarios I will lead, depending on what's going on and what the scenario is. To say what she's saying is extremely problematic. This is somebody that's supposed to be, women empowerment, and she's saying everything like she's the submissive mistress. Like, ew.
That's like the word moist, but in different phrasing.
I was not ready. I just don't like that black and white thinking that this is how it's supposed to be. Well, first of all, everybody's going to determine how to work things out in their relationship. I don't know. I don't like this. I think that it's giving me the ick.
Sorry, Tanya.
I don't know. It's just giving me the ick.
It is ick. Big ick.
I think what your coach told you is brilliant as well, because if you are a woman that has awareness that you want to be more in your feminine, you're attracting beta males. And if that is something that's important to you.
Okay, but this talk about masculine and feminine energy, what about the non-binary people that don't want to claim either of those? Why does it have to be this or that?
You know why, Erin?
I know why. Yuck. I don't like it. Not a fan. Shout out to all the non-binary. I don't know what I was saying 9 for. Non-binary human
We put
beings.
non
I see
and
you.
binary together. That's what happened. 9.
Yeah.
Non-binary.
Yeah. I see you guys, and y'all are amazing.
Yes.
Make sure if you're going to a date after work, like go home, take a shower, listen to the music, put the flowers out. Like I had someone make a vision board of all like feminine things. Like put that vision board up that we just said, I'm feminine, here I am. So you can tap into that when you know you're in your masculine. You just have to know. Now, did you do the work of stepping into your feminine and then you attracted him first, right? You didn't come in with that energy.
That was those 3 years. I mean, when I look at even the people that I would, you know, date casually for a month or something like that in between there and nothing serious. I mean, I've run off relationships because if my nervous system can't calm down, then it's just not going to work. But there's times, you know, I'd be like, ooh, I'm being triggered. I know how I would respond in the past. And I've said that to him before. Actually, at the beginning of a relationship, I had sent a message about something. And I said, I'm really being triggered in this conversation. I can't continue this conversation right now. Like, I'm not emotionally there. But relationships are hard no matter how you look at it. And that's just how it's going to be. So if you're not willing to do the work, you're not willing to grow, you're not willing to have conversations like that with each other, then, you know, you're probably just going to be complaining about your partner all day long, you know, to your friends and colleagues and anybody who will listen to you complain about how they don't do this and they don't do that and they disrespect this and blah 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 blah. And so you know both people in a relationship need to do the work.
So Avi, you get to see her in her feminine.
Yeah. Get to see her in feminine, get to see her in masculine, and not in the relationship. I see it in business, in coaching, in training, in speaking.
Yeah, but with us, I'm always soft.
Profound, Aviram.
Always.
Profound words.
I love that. And it's really, really what everything you just said was gold. It's so, so important if you're looking for a forever relationship on both sides.
Everything they just said was gold. Your gold and my gold is much different.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, what?
Oh, God.
There.
You need the polarity. You need the masculine and feminine. You can't have two men.
No.
You can't. You can't. It just doesn't work.
You know what? Actually, you can.
Tracy.
I don't know. Tracy. Hey, Tracy. You can. You can also have two women. Did you know you can also have someone who identifies as non-binary and someone who identifies as female? Did you know that, Tracy? That's like saying you can only have salt and pepper, that there are no other seasonings. Just salt or pepper. You don't get anything else.
No, I'm not going to say it.
Weird, Tracy.
I'm not going to say it. That's insulting.
You know that girl doesn't use salt or pepper on her chicken.
Okay, that's
what you were going to say.
That's kind of a boiled chicken kind of statement, Tracy. That's embarrassing.
Boiled chicken.
Please season your chicken. I think I put up a story about that the other day.
Wild and goofy.
Oh my God. Yeah.
No,
Auntie
Leshy said I gave you a trigger warning too soon. No. I liked it. I was prepared. I knew it was coming, you know? And this whole thing's been kind of homophobic anyway and like transphobic.
Boiled, you know what I'm talking about. Boiled chicken. Please season your meat. And I mean that. Never mind. That's
true. Which seasoning? Don't
boil your chicken, okay? And please put seasoning on your chicken.
If you do boil it, at least let it be in like chicken stock or something. You know what I'm saying? Jeez.
Oh my God, I love this comment.
Hey,
I like all the spices. Pansexual.
I love that. Hey, Harper, they said, look at all these binary folks. Hello. I love that. This is a safe, we want y'all to know this is a safe place for everyone.
Tanya. Aaron, it's not that kind of stream. I know, my bad, guys. Sorry. I'm a little spicy tonight.
Please marinate your chicken.
Oh, Lord.
Well,
shall we continue?
Absolutely.
Let's get it. Let's go.
So how do you guys handle when you have disagreements or conflict? How do you handle? Do you have like a system?
No,
we're actually different.
Yeah, we're actually different. First of all, we do a pillow fight. No, just
Yeah, why not?
That would drive me
I
crazy.
think that's a good solution.
No. Well, we talking about it. We literally talking about it. Like we force each other to talk about it. Even if the one side doesn't want to talk. And
He's talking about me.
You know, it's okay to respect boundaries. It's okay to say, you know what, I just need a minute to process how I'm feeling. I don't feel like talking about this right now, but let's talk about it here in a little while. Just let me process how I'm feeling so that I can communicate with that. Forcing somebody to have a conversation is not a good look at all. And it's a disrespect to their boundaries. And I don't like that. I think that's icky. If somebody says, if somebody doesn't respond to a message, they don't have to. They're not required to. If somebody needs a minute, that's okay too. This is just, I just don't like the narrative of demanding somebody to have a conversation when they need a second. I don't like that.
No, really?
Well, no, not always.
No.
Go ahead and keep talking. Sorry.
Not always. Why you cut my?
Sorry.
Sorry.
You were saying even if they don't want to, even if the other person doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
talk about it.
So we give a little bit space, but we make sure to talk about it. Like it's not like passing a long time until we solve it. Like.
Yeah, he is an instant communicator, so this might be something that people listening might have similarities to. He wants to fix it right away. He's a fixer.
I can guarantee you a lot of people did not listen to this other than a lot of people here.
Yeah.
And if they did, oh, poor them.
This is a terrible podcast.
And it's so long. Guys, we're not even halfway through it, but we're also going to do like a part 2 tomorrow. So it's like, we're not going to make you sit there, for like 6 hours. That would be unbearable.
Ugh.
So if something's blown up or something's blown out of proportion, he wants to immediately get, like if we're in long distance for some reason, because we are a lot of the time, he wants a FaceTime right away. He wants to fix it right away. He wants to, baby, I'm so sorry. He wants to go right back into let's fix the problem, let's love each other.
That Tamil would say sorry. Like, what is that?
Huh? Not in a bad way. Oh. Like, that wasn't an insult. I'm just saying he's a fixer.
I know. I was actually very impressed with that, because if someone can say sorry quickly and wants to address it quickly, I think an instant communicator, your life is easier with instant communicators. Yes. It's the people that don't want to that's more difficult.
Yeah, and then I'm kind of like that. So I grew up, my childhood. Well, you learn this from childhood, I guess, and then other life experiences. But I had a mom that ran immediately, like no resolution ever from conflict that I ever saw. It's just she would go and she'd run away for a few days at a time. Now I don't do that. But when if I'm really hot, like, ugh, I'm going somewhere. Like I've left my phone here and I've just left and gone, and I come back after a few, like an hour or so, but I don't want to text. I don't want to call you yet. I'm mad. Right. And I don't want to say anything that's super disrespectful or, because I just know I'm a fast texter. I'm like, I might say some crazy things and regret them later, which I've sent texts where I'm like, God, I was so mean. What am I doing? I'll say it. I'm so sorry. I hate that I was that mean. But so I've had to compromise and speed up my process of anger and going into communication. And then,
because it's better.
Yeah, but he's also realized, like, we had one really, really big, like, holy smokes, I think in January or something like that, January, February, and he wanted me on FaceTime.
January?
For like
I think we rewound it. Oh, wait, you're muted, bestie.
That was me. I got it. I fixed it. We paused at the same time.
I'm glad you did, because that stresses me out, like, with the whole going back. I'm like, ah!
I got it. I fixed it.
Did you hear that? January, February, they got in a big fight?
Interesting. I wonder what happened then.
What happened in February, January, February? I think that was when their affair was discovered on social media.
Oh, did you see me just put those puzzle pieces together? Because
Wow.
Well,
that's so interesting.
I wonder why he didn't want to be shown on social media for so long. That makes sense.
Yeah. Wow. That's interesting. Let's hear what she has to say about this argument they got in. Maybe we can follow the clues, like Blue's Clues.
Yeah.
We just got a letter.
We just got
Oh,
a
I love
letter.
that show.
It's a good one. Oh, 5815. Y'all are the best.
You guys
Don't
are
forget about
amazing.
the GoFundMe that we have set up for the mother, Aviram's wife. We
don't have it set up, but we're sharing it.
But we're sharing it. We have it set up like pinned type of thing. And for Yehudis is what we're calling her. And if you want to help in any way, shape, or form, you can, if you have the means to do it, you can give money. If not, that's totally fine. It's equally as important for her to, I'm sure, to like read from people, right? Like, we support you, we've got your back. I could only imagine, like I said, my mother went through it. It's a very lonely thing. And, it's nice seeing and hearing that people are on your side, I'm sure.
Oh my God, I love this comment. Sometimes I feel like y'all say stuff to give us clues. Like, I'm not going to tell you to look into this, but
I mean, you know what I mean?
Not wrong.
Whatever, getting food or I went to the movies one time. He didn't like that.
What?
But I didn't like what he was doing either. We always come home. We always have conversations right away. We're not going to bed angry. We're not fighting each other. We're not screaming back and forth. There's none of that. It's even in our conflict, we're super respectful towards each other because we understand. Look, it's two people with completely different backgrounds coming together in their mid 30s. We have a whole life and a lot of life experiences and a lot of things behind us, that have taught us to be who we are, but it's the communication and knowing that what you have is worth it. So the question is always, is it worth fighting for? Well, if the answer is yes, then open your mouth and talk about it. Because I've told him, like, not in a bad way, I've been like, I'm not a mind reader, communicate.
Yeah.
And so that's how.
And you said a couple things in there that are super, super important for anybody that's dating a relationship or you want to be successful. You have to know your triggers. You have to know when you are triggered and not go to your old pattern of just what you react. That is the kiss of death in a relationship. And even if you get to the point that you recognize it, that's a step in the right direction. You recognize it and you keep your mouth shut and you go, where is this coming from? And then you work on addressing that. You have to. And also the other piece that you said is like, you have a mom, your blueprint that you're shown is she leaves, up and out, bye. And when that is your blueprint, that's what you've been given. If you go back, we all need to go back and look at our childhoods and what was shown to us. Does that serve you? And is that the way you want to continue being in relationships?
Right. Yep.
So you guys just agreed to say, okay, I love that you said, is this worth fighting for? Yeah.
Yeah, you literally need to decide if it's worth fighting for. Because that's every relationship you'll have arguments, you'll have some disagreements, but the question is like what you do with that. So if you fight with this and playing games and make faces for a couple of days, it's not gonna work. Fix it right away. There is a problem, let's fix it, let's solve it, okay, move on.
Hey, Aviram. Can I call you Aviram? I'm going to. Anyways, if this relationship with Jessie Lee was worth fighting, then you would have given your wife the get ceremony. You would be wanting to move forward with a divorce. So that's really odd that you're talking about, is this worth fighting for? Yes, this is worth fighting for. But it's like, if that were true, because I feel like, and this is just my opinion from what's been shared with me by the community, I feel like he's kind of going back and forth and playing both sides in a sense and saying things to, what are we calling her? I can't remember.
Yehudis.
Thank you. Yehudis. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel like he's just going back and forth to see where the cards lie. And I know you guys know what I mean when I say that.
Yeah.
You know, okay, well, this is what it's looking like is going to happen. So you guys know what I'm saying. I'm not going to elaborate on that. I don't like it. I'm going to grab a snack and use the facilities. I'll be right back. Okay.
Okie dokie.
And to talk about it and have your strategy. So if yours is instant, Avi, like let's talk about it right now. And Jessie Lee, you're like, whenever I get around to it, but you guys are compromising. Yeah. You're seeing each other's side. Like, I need a little bit of time away, and then I'm going to be back, and then we're going to talk through it. But it's important to have those conversations when you're not heated.
That's why I back away for a minute, because I know I'm just going to go ballistic. And I've never yelled, but oh no, that's not true. I for sure screamed at you one time. It's the first time I've ever yelled at someone in my life.
Huh? The first time she's ever yelled at someone in her life? She screamed at people on her lives. Like the live she does on social media? What do you mean? There's actually, hours of evidence of you screaming at people on social media. Freaking goofy.
Was this
really?
I've never yelled at anyone ever until him.
You're special, Avi. You got it. You're special.
Especially
I was cussing him out. I was doing the most. Like I was being like it wasn't my finest hour, but it wasn't his finest hour. So, you know.
And then how did you resolve it?
Yeah, it was a lot. It was communication. It was it was a boundaries conversation more than anything, if we're being honest. So there were in my opinion just conversations you would never have with somebody. I was like, this is absolutely crossing a boundary in a relationship, and like not like people are gonna go, oh, was he cheating? No, like it's just not worth getting into the whole like.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely worth it. No, he wasn't cheating on you, Jessie. He's cheating with you on his wife.
Rigmarole of everything that happened, but I didn't like the messages I saw. I didn't like any of it, right? And so we just had a...
You mean the time that he was telling his wife that he was building a life for them in Texas? You mean when he was playing both of you? So you want to say, I wouldn't say cheating, but like, yes, he was. Not on you though. Freaking weird.
Conversation around this can't happen again. Like this is so disrespectful to me. I don't like how I feel when this is happening, and so anything like this or in this, like if something doesn't change with this, then I can't move forward. It wasn't even like hours. It was days and days and days of not angry, but just communication. And also he had to be so open about a situation that was for him, I'm sure, embarrassing in ways, made him feel like less than a man in some ways, and is like one of his most vulnerable spots of his entire life. And so instead of me knowing, let's call it 70% of a situation, that forced him to tell me 100% of everything, whether he was ready to tell me or not, which he was. It was fine, but it was culture differences. It was a whole like perfect storm of everything.
I didn't know adultery was that different between cultures. I didn't know that. Interesting. Like, isn't cheating on someone? Mm-hmm. Pretty sure that's pretty straightforward. Now, obviously, things are different with how things are handled in every culture. But in general, cheating is cheating, at least when it comes to Christianity and Judaism. Wild times.
But honestly, through that, really, it was our only big, like, crazy anything, really. But through that, we became way stronger. because it opened.
That's exactly what I was going to say. When you do those types of things, when you have the situations, and initially in the beginning, it's super hard to say what you really want to say, or some people have a tough time saying they're sorry or sharing a full story. But once you decide you're going to do it, and you do it, it does get easier. Once the other person hears you, and now you're creating a pattern, and you're setting yourself up for success. So absolutely, you have to.
I think some of it is just like he needed to know that.
I think this is an interesting point because he probably did. Cinna, aka Potato Supreme, said maybe he told her that a Jewish divorce is not that easy, that he is the one who can't get divorced. That's funny because of their get that Yehudis and Aviram were supposed to have a get, which is like their ceremonial divorce for Judaism. And guess what happened? It was planned and he did not show up.
Yep.
So it's funny because he's the one that chose not to get the ceremonial divorce. Which would relinquish Yehudis of what comes with, divorce in Judaism.
To allow her to move on.
Exactly.
And him to move on.
Interesting, isn't it?
So interesting.
I was a safe space. And so the reason why the big fight was happening was because I didn't know all the information, because he didn't yet. This is actually going to probably blow some people's minds. I apologized to him after it because I said something to him like, I'm sorry that I didn't make you feel safe enough yet for you to share that with me. And I remember he was like, oh, wow. Because instead of saying like, how could you not tell me about this, it was, wait a minute. Then there's traumas from his past relationships for sure, where I'm expecting somebody to tell me things, and I think that I've made him feel safe enough, but I actually didn't make him feel safe. So instead of playing the blame game of this is all your fault, did I excuse like the behavior or whatever? No, but I also realized, wait, like I'm partially to blame for this too. There's some reason that he doesn't yet feel fully safe in telling me, and so I think that also helped us get through it pretty quickly, is me not pointing the finger. You're guilty. It's all your fault. Because it's never all one person's fault.
Absolutely. And that makes me think of my very, very favorite question, or one of my favorites, in any situation, is what part of this do I own? Because relationships are co-created. And if there is a situation at hand that you want to point the finger at one person because this happened, that question, everybody ask yourself that question, what part of this do I own? Because you do own it. And the fact that you actually sat in a situation like that and had that much awareness and then brought that to the table, kudos. Like, those are the relationships that will last because you have that awareness and the emotional intelligence behind it. And I think it's beautiful that you came up with that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will just kind of sit in it and then just get angry and never tell the person, like, this is actually what I need out of this. And so, I mean, immediately he was making compromises in the situation. It was like he did his side, I did my side, and then we came together out of it just way stronger. Like, the situation is just like he knows that I would go to war, like he knows I will protect him. So and that should scare some people.
And to know that person has your back no matter what is like, not a lot of people feel that. And I think this is one of the reasons I'm so happy that you guys agreed to this, because I do know that you guys have each other's back, and it comes from doing the work. Yeah. And it's like, it's not just a given. And when you are in that place, there's a story behind how you got there. Yeah. It's just not automatic. Those couples chose to stick it out and fight through it. And I know, Jessie Lee, I don't know how much you want to share about this, but you guys have a big challenge in front of you that you're facing with your health. Is there anything that you would want to share with that, and how he's been a support to you, or how it's maybe strengthened or
Sure, why don't you share about it?
I share about it. She asked you how you.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's cool from your perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you start and let me talk after that.
Of course you're going to.
I mean,
that's okay. I know it's pretty heavy. So all right. So for anybody listening that doesn't know, in February I was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic colon cancer. it had spread, or I have no idea. Like maybe I've already cured it, who knows? But I feel very healthy. So anyhow, it had spread to my lymph nodes all the way up in my neck and trachea and stomach, which is why it was staged as 4.
Trachea? That's the first time I'm hearing that. How about you guys?
No symptoms, none of this. I'm going to make some long YouTube series to help people answer all these questions and stuff. So they'd ask the same questions over and over again. But
oh my God, no. Oh, yeah, I thought trachea was new as well. Yeah, interesting.
Our relationship wasn't brand new or anything, but it was not, we weren't years and years into the relationship or anything. This wasn't a marriage. This was kind of, if there was any time for him to leave and run, it would have been then. And I even got a message from my dad that was like, oh, where's Avi? Because he had gone back to California to handle some family business. And he's like, oh,
I'm sorry, handle some family business? You mean to see his kids and his wife?
It's a really tough diagnosis, so I get it, that he probably ran. I'm like, this man's going nowhere. He's going nowhere. So we were actually on a jet flying back from the Bahamas, landed in Kentucky for a layover to drop some people off, when I had a Zoom call where not only had my MRI come back, but also a Gallery Grail test had come back that showed that I had colon cancer. So that plane ride home was awful. We were in the back of the plane. It was a private jet, so that's why I said jet. I'm like trying to kind of paint the picture, but we were in the back of the private jet. We closed the bedroom door that was there because it's I don't know how many people have flown private, but sometimes there's bigger jets that have second areas, and this one had one. And I was sobbing uncontrollably for 25 minutes, and the whole time he's like, "We will beat this." And the thing is, he had no idea what to say to me.
I'm muted. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. She said what? You missed her saying that she has never yelled at anyone before Avi? Girl. Oh, you're muted, bestie.
Damn, both of us.
That is not true at all.
Her yelling and cussing at people on her live.
How many times can you say private jet in a paragraph, in a few sentences, if you will, not even a paragraph? Weird flex. Sorry, guys, I was muted. My apologies.
And so for me, I was actually getting frustrated.
We hit 6,000. Good job, everybody.
That's incredible.
Y'all are amazing.
Because I felt like and I didn't even know what I needed. This is because cancer is kind of a weird thing. You have no idea. You don't know what you need really, especially when you first get diagnosed. And he's like, "We're gonna beat it. We're gonna win this. I'm not going anywhere. We're gonna be." I was like, "Just stop talking like her." Like I was like, ah! I was hysterical, but I really
sounds to me like he was excited in a weird way about your diagnosis. That's odd, right? That's a little suspicious.
realized kind of in that moment, like he wasn't joking. He was crying as hard as I was crying. And you know, it's kind of one of those things where all of the, you know, I guess hopes and dreams and the things you've talked about in your marriage and your kids and this long-term future immediately just comes to this screeching halt. And this is before I was even staged or anything. This is just me knowing, and I'm thinking, it's just, we'll cut it out. Like, this sucks. I could be really sick. I actually said to my best friend on the plane that day. But then I was kind of collected myself, went back out and finished, you know, just again, kind of this mindset warrior over here. But he's got a crazy life. So he's not always able to be at every appointment and he can't go to everything, but he was the first one, of course, you know, when I'm going into surgery, he's holding my hand. He was there when I woke up. He stayed in the hospital every single night. Every single day, you know, he would go to work. If he had to, he'd come rushing back. Every single thing I've needed to do anything, any treatments or whatever. He's talked to a sister of his, sister-in-law of his is also, I think, a doctor who also had cancer as well in the past. And so, you know, just he was outreaching for resources, and he'd send me things like, have you seen this? Have you heard of this? And the whole time, there's been days where I've cried harder than I've cried in my entire life, obviously. And we've gone through boxes and boxes of Puffs Plus. I want stock in it. And, he's holding me and we're just sobbing together. And he reminds me, stay positive, keep thinking of the future, because as strong as my mindset is, which it really is. I mean, this thing's pretty darn strong. I get scared. I have not days, but I do have moments where I get really nervous or really scared, or if I have a stomach ache, I get a little nervous, or if I feel really tired, I get nervous. If I feel anything, because you just never really know. It turns you into a completely different person. But it also made me realize, like, there's moments where even if we're having a little, we don't fight. We haven't had any fights since that big blow up fight, but even just disagreements and stuff, I just think to myself, like, there is no.
You know how when somebody gives so many details because they're trying to convince whoever they're talking to?
Too many details.
Yeah, I feel like she's trying to convince us that he is there all the time. He's the perfect partner. He could do no wrong. He's super positive. And I'm sorry, I just don't believe it. I think that to be a partner of somebody that is going through something like that, I would think that they would have their own process to go through. And we are talking about somebody that is married with children. And you're going to sit here and say, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here every step of the way. And it's like, ew.
I don't even know. It's a podcast, Aaron.
It's called Life Reinvented, LYFE. Reinvented. I'm waiting for, I guess there's been people, because some of you have told me that you've gone and left a review because of this episode. But I don't know. Can you delete reviews on a podcast? You can you? I don't know.
No, but Chris Ann said, didn't JL say she doesn't go live on the internet?
And here she is
live right now. I wonder why.
Wild. I wonder why. Huh. Interesting. Well, let's keep going.
Oh man, that is gonna love me. Like, are you kidding me? Every step of the way, when I'm traveling, where maybe when I travel, I'd be this little shenanigator who goes out and does, crazy, I'm a wild party girl. I'm like, there is no other man on earth that is gonna walk like hand by hand, side by side, make sacrifices for me, with me, etc., to make sure he's there as often as he can be. And then we're gonna get through stage 4 cancer together, and we're gonna have this amazing life. Like, how could you even think about not fighting for him when he's got stuff going on in his life, or supporting him in ways where, he doesn't even know how to ask yet, or making sure we're building a life together? Or how could, like, God forbid, how could you imagine cheating on somebody who literally is saying, like, no matter what, I'm here. I'm going to be here for the rest of my life, the rest of your life. Like, we're winning this. So anything else can just F off. And just such a crazy level of support. So I love you very much. But I mean, it's just.
Notice he laughed and didn't say it back. Mm-hmm. I love you so very much. Mm-hmm. 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 That's interesting.
Just another moment of where I go, no, like, if I wasn't sure that God sent this man to me, I am really sure now. I mean, the timing makes no sense, right? Otherwise.
I'm sorry. God, in my opinion, is not going to send you somebody else's husband.
Yeah, that's weird.
Ew. I don't think so. I don't think that's how that works. Ma'am, I don't think that's how any of this works. Okay?
It's completely divine timing. The level of support, like, you're not supposed to go through something like this alone. And I was the perpetual single girl. I was the party girl. All of a sudden, boom, here's this man, boom, here's this diagnosis, boom, whatever.
You're the party girl, but yet you said, if he asked me to do anything, I wouldn't do anything. That you don't do anything, that he's the one that makes you go out, that even before you didn't do much, you are so overstimulated all the time you like to stay in. So what do you mean you're the party girl?
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Because didn't you say that you go to bed early?
Wasn't that the same live? Wasn't that one this one?
Yeah, that was just a little while ago, actually. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Weird.
Ma'am, I think God sent you a beta male.
Her worst
Kenzie.
nightmare. Her worst nightmare.
I love that. Yikes.
And so it changed everything about our relationship. We were already on a fast track. It sent us on a rocket ship. And it helped us realize really quickly, you know, priorities and what truly matters. And like I said, I mean, I've seen pretty firsthand that he would do anything to make sure that we win this together. And so why wouldn't I support him with the same level of excitement and energy in his endeavors that are not health related, right? Like his personal life stuff that's kind of crazy, or his business stuff, or whatever he needs my support in. It's like, no, like so we're in this together with cancer. Well, F that. We're in this with everything. Like, you're in a fight, I'm in a fight. Okay? You need to fight them? I'm fighting too.
And there she's talking about the divorce that they're going to go through and how, you know, they probably threatened Yehudis, who knows, allegedly threatened her. And the fact that Jessie Lee has money, and the fact that Yehudis might not have money. Like, Jessie Lee is using her money to fund, at least this is allegedly what I'm thinking, to fund the court case and the divorce and probably the custody battle for Avi Ram.
I just need you to read this.
Oh, for fuck's sake, she's talking about doing a YouTube documentary right now. Jessie, you know how much content you give us? Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
Man. Thank you.
Unbelievable.
The Clown Town said, Yehudis, don't be scared of her. We got you.
Mm-hmm.
We do. We have that GoFundMe, so we're sharing it.
Let me refresh and let's get an update.
Yeah, so some people created this GoFundMe for Yehudis, and she shared her story on there. I'm guessing they shared her story for her, and you can read more about the experience that she's going through on her GoFundMe. Megan Zona Life said she won't want those kids. I don't think she actually does. However, she acts like she wants them. She's talking about how she's their stepmother. Oh. And just, could you imagine your children's stepmother being Jessie Lee?
No. We're at 61-25.
Oh, yay! Good job, everybody. And the way that they're already treating Yehudis at this point, like...
Yuck. Big yuck.
Big yuck is right.
And so it's like, oh no, it's not just your resources, it's mine too. You know, so and I just think when you feel that level of support, you realize, oh, this really is that love that people talk about. This is not just some superficial, oh yeah, he's hot, which he is clearly. You know, oh, he's just some super hot foreign guy. You know, I mean, he's all these things, and it's amazing. And we're
yes, Charlene. Charlene said she wants the kids for public display only. Sure seems like it. And I also think to hurt Yehudis. I think that too. So those two reasons, absolutely. I think that's what I think.
Passionate or whatever, but it's not. There's, you know, I remember when I was a kid, and they'd be like, it's not just like when you're that childhood love, you'll understand when you're older. I'm like, I get it now. Like, this is very different than 17-year-old puppy love. Got it. Mm-hmm. Got it.
So, Avi, how was it, from your opinion, from your perspective, when she got that news and so forth? Like, what was going on in your mind?
Wow. Honestly, I'm very sensitive to everything that related to Jessie Lee. That, to be honest, many reasons. But as soon as we heard that, I'm like, you know, first of all, I didn't want to believe. Like, first of all, I said, listen, no matter what it is, I mean, we're gonna get through this. But the first thing you have to do is don't jump to conclusion until you know 100%. Mm-hmm. You don't know, it might be, they say it's not 100%, it's 90%, 92%, 90, whatever. I said, okay, if there is even a 1%, we are not admit or we are not saying anything until we know 100%. So we do it by order. First of all, we verify it. First of all, we're making sure. First of all, we doing all the steps that we need to do. But the way it makes me feel, it's like I really feel that this is it's like part of me. Like I wanted to be there even more and to help her even more and to support even more and to make sure that she have everything and always, you know, remind her like, hey, how you doing? I'm here. And it just, yeah, like Jessie Lee says, it makes our relationship really stronger in that moment. I mean, since then, it just shifted, but still, you know, I'm still in it. You know, we're still in it, and we're still going, we're still fighting, we're still, you know, we're doing everything that we can for each other, and because we don't need to fight alone.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it's beautiful to hear both of you say that. And
I'm sorry, what? That's beautiful? Oh my God. Oh, sorry. Let's just keep going.
Sorry.
My bad.
No, it's fine. Sorry. I'm watching this live, and some of y'all are wilding out. Y'all, peace and love. We're not, please don't go over there for the sake of us. We don't care. We couldn't care less.
No.
I'm just saying.
Oh, let's keep it moving.
I can't even imagine what that must have felt like. And I believe that it is a God's way of giving you each other in that time when you need it. And there are people that would be like, this is too big. I can't stay in this.
Yep.
You know, I'm going to choose to not go through this. So I think when you have something that someone's choosing with you, choosing you, knowing, and choosing the struggle, and choosing to be the supporter and the everything beside you through the whole thing, those are things, again, that last forever. It's like better or worse, sickness and health, like all those things, it's real, right? And then you're going to beat this, and then something else is going to come up. Like, life is cyclical like that. There's going to be highs, and it's easy, and you're skating, and there's going to be super lows. Mm-hmm. And then you build together, team up, and off you go. So it sounds like, Jessie, that.
Not everything is always green, you know. In the bad and good times, and in everything.
Yeah, from day one, he was like, "No, I'm here." So I've never even had to have the conversation where it's like, "Are you going to stay?" Or like he was like, "I'm going nowhere." And that's the same thing with him. Like he's in some storms and stuff in his life as well, and he knows, "No, we're in this. Like, what do you need? How can I support you? Like, we're gonna fight. We're fighting this together. This is not. This isn't you against the world or me against the world. This is us against the world, and we're a lot stronger together. And we both have that awareness. You know, neither of us is going anywhere. So,
and I think it's one of my favorite things to think, and I tell couples to think about is when there's a problem, it's you two as the team against the problem. Always, no matter what it is, the problem's over here, and you two are together over here. And to keep remembering that.
We had a conversation maybe like 3 months into the relationship or something where I said, and I read this somewhere, so this is not a Jessie Lee original, but me and my personal development. I told him, you just need to look at every problem like it's the ocean. And the two of us should be facing the ocean. And we're walking into the ocean together. I think I read this from a Jay Shetty book. I don't remember. I think it is, though. Like, we walk towards the wave. The wave is the problem. It's coming this way. We face that head on. Together, instead of this scattered thing that some people do. It's like the problem is not the entire ocean. The problem is the wave. And if you do it together, well, it's not so bad. It's, again, when somebody doesn't want to communicate all the actual issues or all the actual information of whatever the situation is. And so we've tackled all the issues. We've been just doing it head on instead of dancing around the bush or beating around the bush or whatever. But
I like that visual of the ocean too, because when you're both facing it together, you're holding hands, you're grounded, you're like doubling up on everything in strength because you're doing it together.
And do it.
I love that.
And do it with smile, and love it that you do it together. Mm-hmm. Love it that you're not alone. Mm-hmm. That you're not doing it alone. You know, that's actually make it even stronger, even bigger. You know that you smile into it, and you're doing it together with someone that you trust, someone that that they're for you.
Aw. You guys are very lucky. I mean, it's beautiful. And people search for this. You know,
How many times do you think that Tracy has said, "It's beautiful"? Just drop it in the comments. How many times do you think she has said that?
help people search for it.
Yes.
What I see in you guys, like it's the thing people want the most in the world. And a lot of my clients are super successful. And you can't buy a relationship. You can't achieve a relationship. You have to, it's another person. It's the emotions and it's the feelings. And you have to do all the work internally first. So then you can come together and be this beautiful new relationship together. And also all the work that you put in when you're looking for your person. Right? There's a lot of work that goes into that, being your best self, whatever areas, however you're looking to find your people. And then you find them, and now it's not easy street. Like now it's a different thing that you're focusing on, where you're putting all your attention to if you want it to last.
Right.
Yeah.
So you guys have been given some hefty challenge there, but having it together, I mean, I know it's going to be beautiful because you guys have each other.
You definitely can't buy it, but you can help it, you know, to come to you. Like you said, I mean, you work on it and you understand, and first of all, you accept yourself and your needs and what you need, and you talk about it.
What?
Like,
Yeah, you do have to know your needs.
You can't buy it, but you can sure find it on Bumble to be able to finance it. Oh my God.
You have to know your needs. You have to know your own needs and speak it.
Yep.
Tony Robbins says, speak the unspoken, and I just love that one. I think like you have to always say it. Always say it. If you keep it in, it stacks. Off you go. It's gonna be a mess. So how do you guys, like, obviously you're making your relationship work to many extremes. What advice would you give to a couple that's starting out on their journey together?
I mean, look, I think we kind of nailed it earlier about you have to be so real.
Don't be married. I don't know. Start there, I guess.
If you want an actual relationship that's going to last, you have to drop all these walls, these masks that you wear, this, you know, dance that you dance, this playful, whatever, like
the mask that you're wearing.
Crazy, you know, it's like just, you have to be yourself. Because I wanted somebody that was going to fall in love with me as me and not, like I liked that he didn't know who I was. I liked that he had no idea that I'm Jessie Lee Ward. You know, I liked that he didn't Google me. I liked that he had no.
Is that what he told you?
Because if he Googled you, they'd see our videos.
Did he tell you he didn't know who you were? I mean, because I bet he did. I bet he started to put two and two together when you said, I have a speaking engagement in Miami. He was like, huh, who is this person? I bet you anything he Googled that and was like, I smell an opportunity. Interesting. Look at how cute Finn is.
I know. She got
I can't. Finn, how do you like your new home? What are your thoughts? Tell us everything.
She likes it.
Does she run crazy in the backyard?
Yes, but she's almost 10, so she does what she can.
She does a 10-year-old run.
She has the 10-year-old wiener dog Chihuahua run.
I love that.
Yeah, what you want to tell the audience what you're feeling? No, yeah. Was that it? Okay, no comment, she said.
No comment, but
Then
she's
Mom,
happy. She smiled.
Mom, please keep petting.
No clue. He was just, oh, she's some pretty girl. And then, whoa, she's really smart. And then, wait a minute. I remember you have a really nice lifestyle, he said the first time we met. I'm like, well, yeah. You know, he was like trying to put together the pieces, like, who is this girl? I liked that he didn't know because it allowed me to just be me. And I didn't have to show stuff off. And, you know, I wasn't dressed up when we first met. I just got off an airplane. I didn't, you know, he said, oh, you look way better in person. I looked like a crazy person. No makeup, no nothing. Like straight off of a dirty plane at 9 a.m. or something, you know. But 12. Okay, 12. All right, fine, 12. But whatever, you know, point just being, it was very real from the beginning. And I think that if you want to have a relationship that's real, then it's about being real. It's not about always being done up. It's not always about having, you know,
That's so profound. If you want a relationship that's real, you have to be real.
Incredible.
Did you read that somewhere?
Life changing.
That's, somebody write that down. Write that down.
The perfect whatever. There's times for that, but we like getting dressed up. We like doing whatever. We like playing, doing fancy stuff and traveling and seeing the world and doing the most. We like all that too, but I liked when he cooked for me for the first time. I don't think I'll ever forget. You know, I like when I see him. He says he's having a conversation in Hebrew. It sounds like he's screaming always in Hebrew. I like when he's him, you know, maybe 2 weeks and 3 weeks or something into everything. Every time he used to take a phone call with the kids, he'd like run away into a corner. And I finally said, like, your kids are part of you, because he talks to them constantly. I'm like, you don't need to go running off into corners when you're talking, you know, he's like, oh, really? Like, okay. I mean, it's just like little things like this where it was like, this is your life. This is my life. This is going to be our life. We just have to be very open, honest, and real about it, and not be fake. I think too many people are trying to be fake and perfect. Well, I don't know. Relationships are crazy. You know, I mean, this is going to sound so funny, but like, thank God we were so real and open and whatever after the colon surgery.
You know what, Jessie? It does sound really funny. Real giggly, little hee hee ha ha moment, you know?
Did you say hee hee ha ha moment?
It's a hee hee ha ha moment, that's for sure.
I can't.
I cannot either.
Did you just see? I needed that laugh. Thank you, because this is wild. It's like what she's saying. It's like she's telling on herself.
Yes. The comments are hit tonight, y'all. Y'all are all like really
amazing. You guys are they're always amazing though.
Yes. I mean, there's just so many. Like, I want to just like show every single one of them.
Seriously.
You know,
and everything.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing. We appreciate y'all being here.
And the way y'all are, you know, on the GoFundMe and helping out in whatever way you can means a lot. It was laparoscopic. Yeah, it was not. It's like, has anyone gotten their gallbladder out? Same type of situation. Laparoscopic, right on top.
Yeah.
You don't cut open, you use a little camera, make it a little robot, and you just cut, pull out.
Oh my God. JLW is shaken tonight. 2 comments snuck through on her live. Tell your boyfriend to pay child support. Wow.
We don't condone that.
Wow. All right. We're going to go a few more minutes. We're going to go about 6 more minutes or so, and then we'll do part 2 tomorrow. It won't be as long tomorrow. And yeah, we'll get that up after this, but just be prepared, because this is a lot. But we do want to cover the whole thing, so we'll cover the rest tomorrow. But let's go about 5 or 6 more minutes, and then we'll end this stream. We appreciate y'all.
My one job was I had to fart, right? Like my whole job to get out of this hospital. I'm like, babe, I've got to fart. Like, I can't do it. And he's like, come on, babe, you can do it. Oh, I'm like, oh, this is crazy. You know, I'm like, oh God. And then I really couldn't. But then like I went to the bathroom and it all came like tons of, you know, like I felt like a hot air, like a balloon got popped or something. But like being able to just be like, like just be like, whatever. Being totally human and real about everything from the beginning it's made this so much easier. It's just made it so much easier. And yeah, that would be my advice. What would your advice be for people that are?
Well, that's the advice actually. It's
and no secrets. Sorry, go ahead.
That's really like what I want to hear from you guys is, what do you want to tell the listeners?
No
what do you want them as like the most important thing that you want them to realize in to be successful relationships?
Jessie Lee said as is. I mean, no secret, be real, and just once you're real and once you say the things and you talk about the things from the beginning, so you don't need to face with mask lies after that. You know, so you solve it from the beginning, and if it's not that, so it's not that. Okay, so I mean, that mean it doesn't mean to be. I mean, besides that, I mean, if both of the people will be real, there is nothing like the truth. Nothing. There's nothing like.
There's nothing like the
I
truth.
was about to pause it too. You know what? I agree, Avi. I agree.
This is wild. I know I keep saying that, but it's like, how many times is he going to say, just be real? Don't, be honest, be transparent, tell the truth and don't keep any secrets. And their entire relationship, from the words that she has shared and also the community around the wife, is telling us it's completely different. It's all been based off of lies and deception.
Leah said he won't go through with the divorce for control. JL is a new supply for whatever reasons, but he still wants to have a hand in his wife's life. Hearing him dancing around so many questions is so telling.
God, that's a great comment, Leah. I see you.
For sure.
Oh my God.
To be real, because when you're trying to show or to do something or to show something that you're not, it's gonna come out in the end.
Yes, it will.
And that comes from, you have to build the confidence in who you are is okay.
Yeah, you have to love yourself, to accept yourself. I mean, I can tell you on myself for many years. I mean, just know that. I mean, for many years, I just didn't. I was hiding. I was,
He's just repeating what Jessie Lee was talking about earlier in this podcast. I didn't love myself. I was hiding. How are you hiding if you're on all of the social media platforms? What? When she said, we told each other everything from the beginning, that way when outside conflicts came up, I already knew. That made me feel like she knew about the wife all along. Well, I mean, JJ, you wanna comment on this one?
Yeah, I mean, she did know about the wife, but he said they were getting that they were separated. What he didn't tell her was that he was still actively talking to the wife. Yehudis is what we're referring to her as, saying that he was building them a life in Texas.
Yeah.
Not telling they were not separated. They were not separated. For everything she knew, they were still together. He was playing both of them, and now Jessie Lee's joined him to play her.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's to hurt her, but whatever word you want to use.
It feels like I have your toy. Look what I have.
Very much.
Like she's holding it above, like my brother is a lot taller than me and like he's 6'2". And so like he would hold stuff up and we would try to get it like when we were younger. That's what this feels like to me.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Absolutely. Oh, happy Canada Day, everyone.
I know today was Canada Day. Happy Canada Day.
Yay. I love that.
And I didn't. And it's definitely a personal work that you need to do on yourself. And if you love yourself, it's the best gift you can give to yourself. No matter from worth than any money, anything.
That's true. And that, I mean, Jessie Lee, you could probably speak to a bunch of people. Like you can't just say, I'm going to love myself. It's you need some mentors. You need some coaches, you need some books, you need something to help you get there, don't you think?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's funny. My friend Sasha, he was doing some training and he's talking about how one thing I love about Jessie Lee is whenever she wants to learn something, she just goes crazy. He's like, right now I can tell that this is, beginning of everything. I can tell she's learning how to be amazing in a relationship because I was just at her house and there's relationship books everywhere, open all over the place. And she's just learning and learning and learning. And I'm laughing. I'm like, oh my gosh. But, I always want to be better. I always want to understand how to communicate more. I always want to have a fun relationship. I don't want to be the boring, frigid old lady at 80 years old. I want to be the weirdo who's like, we're going on cruises and dancing and being crazy or something like that. I don't know. Me with earplugs because it's too damn loud. And him dragging me on the floor or whatever. I don't think love ever has to die. You see people in these relationships that are clearly miserable and it's why? So just reading and learning and growing and becoming better and you know, it's like anytime I hear something that I just think is amazing, I send it to him. You know, I'm friends with Brianna Deerdick, so Rob and Brianna Deerdick, and they have done countless entire podcasts about exactly how their relationship is. I've sent him stuff like their number one, like Rob makes it really clear. I don't know if you've seen any of this stuff. Rob's like, my most important relationship in my life is my wife. My wife, not my kids. It will never be my kids. He's like, because that is the woman that holds everything together. And so he lays out his whole schedule, you know, everyone has to check this out. His stuff, it's so cool. Like at the beginning of every day, Rob sends an email in details of every single meeting. So she never has to worry about what he's doing, what he's working on. He knows. Sends her a love quote in the email as well. And then has certain amounts of check-ins that he does with her every single day. And then the amount of date nights that are every single week, and then also month. And then some date nights could just be like a game night at the house with a whatever, just quality time. But like, that is their core relationship. That is the relationship that lets everything else flow. And and so I've just been, I mean, this is again because I went on a learning binge of whatever, but it's like, okay, so it's hard work, but anything that's worth it is going to be hard work. So just learn how to be these kinds of things. But I really believe the transparency, the honesty, the openness, the being willing to be scared and show all your ugly sides of everything, sharing your truth when stuff comes out, total, like really, I feel like I keep coming back to transparency. There's never, because I'm so transparent, there's never been a moment where he's been like, let me see your phone. I don't give him any reason to feel like that, right? There's never been a moment where he's like, I don't like whatever. And any time when he said something like at the beginning.
Has she already said this earlier in the podcast? Because I feel like we're hearing the same kind of things over and over again. Like I feel like she's trying to prove that the relationship is perfect, but it feels like they're talking in circles. Does anybody else feel that way? I don't know. Maybe
Constantly.
it's just
Constantly.
It's really odd.
Yeah.
Answer the question. be direct in the question.
Her
and
and Avi
he's repeating things that Jessie Lee said earlier in the podcast. This is odd to me.
Like they both, her and Avi both do this thing where they completely say something else that has nothing to do with the question.
Yeah, it's
like,
interesting.
Yeah.
Deceptive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of everything, he wasn't sure about two of my best friends because they're guys and we've traveled the world together and whatever. And so I said, just wait till you meet them. And as soon as he met them, he's like, oh, okay. So making sure he's comfortable with, with my travels or with whatever I'm doing. It's like, can you just be open? Because if you're being sneaky about the stupidest little things, you're going to be sneaky about everything. Why don't you just say, hey, I found this. Can we talk about it? Hey, I saw this. Can we talk about it? Hey, I don't like how so-and-so comments on your stuff. Can you please not engage with that? Because like my social media is an atrocity,
It happens when once that you went live and you talk and you say something and...
Oh yeah, there was one time where, because I always say don't be disrespectful to your relationship. This is something I say a lot of the time. So finding out what those again, boundaries are that make people comfortable and or uncomfortable. So there was one time, months ago where I was talking, January, and I was talking on live video about something that I didn't really think was that big of a deal. I was talking about how this other person, there's this guy, he's like, wow, I said something like, oh, if I was single, like he's attractive. Okay. And I said it like that in my silly Jessie Lee voice. It made him super uncomfortable. Now we had never had a discussion where that would be inappropriate, but
did she say, did she just say in her Jessie Lee voice? Did I just hear that?
Isn't that just her voice?
Yeah. Did you think she meant like her Boss Lee voice? She's getting her own whatever character confused?
Yeah.
Okay, I did hear that right, because I was like, what? In your Jessie Lee voice, that would be interesting.
Immediately, he sent me a long message, and I went, oh my God. Like, I never realized. And instead of being like, that's too bad, that's just how I am, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I am really sorry. I did not mean to disrespect you or our relationship. I don't know. Because we were still pretty new in the relationship, right? I'm like, I didn't, you're right, though. I'll never say something like that again. You're right. It's not appropriate. So it's like, we just communicate through all this stuff. And I think too many people just don't want to do that. They don't want to do the hard work. And I was upset because I felt like I broke his heart, and I didn't mean to. And he was upset. Oh my God, now I'm upset. Now we're both upset. Oh, I didn't mean to. But then since then, and I kind of was like, of course nothing's happening. I said it on live video. And he's like, you are missing the point. I was like, you're right. I'm being terrible, but
it's no wonder she deleted the balcony live. I wonder if that's one of those videos that he was upset about. I don't think they were dating at that time. I don't remember the time frame on that, but that's one of the videos that
the panty live.
Yeah, that's one of the ones that he has deleted.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so I wonder. I don't know. Very interesting. Very interesting.
That's a really great example. I'm glad you just shared that one, because you do have to be able to say that didn't feel right. You said that, and you also have to be able to say, oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, I hear you. Yep. I'm going to change it. It's not going to happen again.
Yep.
But he could have just not said it and stewed and kept it internal and waited till the next thing happens, and then you end up in a blow up instead of just addressing things as they come up right away.
Yeah, and we've had some moments, not blow ups, but there's been moments where I'm like, I'm like, why didn't you tell me that a month ago? I could have helped a little more or something. But
yes, there is.
But he's getting he's grown so much in his communication. He's always been a communicator, but like he said, there's been things where he's just never been comfortable sharing certain things with anybody before. And until I continue to make that space safer and safer and safer for him, he's realized you should never have to go against something by yourself. A strong woman makes a strong man much stronger. The woman is what makes a man formidable, not vice versa. Although, because historically speaking, a woman on her own is more powerful than with a man. But we're changing that. But anyway, men are always more powerful with women. When you find your partner who will actually go through everything with you, and he's he knows this now, but he's really starting to realize this with some storms he's weathering. I remind him, not even kidding, I remind him of this daily. I'm like, are you okay? What do you need? What are we gonna do? Let's get after it. So he knows, look, okay, so you feel like certain things are spiraling. I'm never going to let everything get out of control. This isn't, it doesn't have to be your battle to fight alone anymore. And just reminding him, I think from the beginning, one of the things I said to him.
Fight alone. Well, that's interesting because he's married. So that's odd.
Repeatedly, even just weeks in, I was like, you're not alone anymore. You're not alone anymore. And
he wasn't alone before. He has a whole wife and 3 kids. What? And whoever else he's entertaining on Bumble. Is she bankrolling his divorce? Probably. That's what it sounds like from what she's saying. I don't know. That's wild.
And it still makes him emotional, but it used to make him really emotional, I would say it, because there's so many times where even strong men are just, I think, they think that they're taught, I suppose, that they have to be these strong pillars that aren't allowed to be full of emotions or any of that, and that's just crazy. When you actually share your emotions with your partner, if you're a man, in a relationship with a woman, she should make you stronger. She should make you feel safe, and she should be that really that foundation, I think, that carries you through, and that's what I aim to be for him.
I think that this is a good place to pause for the evening. JJ, how are you feeling about that?
That's a good idea because my dinner's ready.
Oh, yay. I love that for you. Okay.
Also, Clown Town is about to start, and I think that means Savannah's about to start too.
Okay.
Is that right?
Hold on. You want to redirect?
Yeah.
I think we should. So let me just get to my situation.
I can redirect to Savannah.
Okay. I'll redirect to Clown Town.
Sounds good.
Hang tight while we do this, guys. Although we have gotten a lot faster in doing this.
It's been a minute since I've done it, so I'm like, where am I at?
Let's see, the Clown Town. Oh my God, they're doing RuPaul's Drag Race. That's hilarious. What a great palate cleanser of after this, because this was pretty heavy stuff. This was a lot. Let's see, we're at 1 hour and 24 minutes and 13 seconds. I'm just going to take a picture of that real quick so that we have that for tomorrow.
Hold on, I'm trying to remember how to do it.
Go into your studio and manage videos. Go into
my studio. Okay.
Yeah, go into the live and then edit it, and then go under customization.
Gotcha.
And it's under redirect. Guys, y'all are amazing. We appreciate you so much. I know that this was a long live. That's why I wanted to warn you. Also want to give an update. We're at $6,190 for the GoFundMe that yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm having a hard time with words because this was a long live stream. That is incredible. We appreciate you. Whether you watched, commented, contributed, shared, liked, subscribed, all of that stuff, that all helps. We appreciate y'all so much. And please, I'm going to say this. Please don't go over to Jessie Lee's live and say anything crazy like, we don't do that. We don't do that. So please don't do that. We don't
condone that for sure.
Yeah. So thank you guys for being here. I know this was a lot.
Where's Savannah? I see the Clown Town, but I don't see Savannah.
Are they just streaming on? Are they streaming on both? They would stream on both channels, right?
Yeah.
Let me look. Hold on.
I don't see it on her channel at all. All right.
You want to just stream or redirect to
Clown
Town?
Yeah, to Clown Town, absolutely.
All right. Also, want to give a special shout out to the moderators tonight, and specifically to Karina and DC, because I know they talked about this live stream that we were going to do tonight on their channels a lot, and we really appreciate that. And we appreciate everybody sharing and everybody that tagged us. You guys are amazing. And before we hop off, just make sure that you like the stream. Make sure that you're subscribed, and don't join an MLM.
Yes. Also, someone asked who the GoFundMe is for and for what. So it's for Avi's wife, who's having to, take care of 3 kids and completely change her life around from Avi abandoning them pretty much. He's not paying child support. He's not doing anything. He's refusing to do anything allegedly. And this is to help her with divorce, court proceedings, all of that, as well as take care of her 3 children that are all under the year. She has a baby, she has a toddler, and she has a child of age. So it's just very difficult. Obviously, you don't have to give money, but if you want to read more of the story, you can go read it. Her friends have created it for her, and it is legit. That's, we've talked to them and stuff. So
yeah. All right. Y'all are the best.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
I sounded like Mac.